What's going on over here? You guys hear this? My floor is like squeaking. Oh, what a day. It's like, what time is it? It's 9:11, and apparently the drama's in full swing here. Full swing. I swear, I think some of the people here don't sleep. Hey, Ms. Nomer. Ms. Nomer. Oh, girl, what is going on? Hey, dolls, how you doing, girl? It's so early. I've been up since 6, so it's really not that early to me. Hey, Deborah, it's not that early, but yeah, it's early. It's early. I couldn't go back to sleep. My husband got up for work. I woke up, and it was just like one of those mornings. What's the matter, Life Rewinded? Dude, listen. Hey, German lady. Hey, Linky, we need pup pictures. I got new ones this weekend, actually. They're getting so big. It's really cool how fast they grow. I'll have to send the new one over. Hello, good morning. Tom, who's Tom? Who's Tom? Hey, Alexandra, how you doing? How you feeling? Hold on, let me get myself this picture. I'll show you guys because you could actually see one of their little cute little faces. They're so cute. Oh my god, I can't. I can't. Oh, TM. Yeah, girl. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. But hold on. Let's look at puppies first. Speaking of, well, not speaking of her, but I was away this weekend in Rhode Island, actually. Oh, what a dump. I was actually like kind of disappointed. Look at this little boo boo. Hold on a second. Look at that little face. Look at that little face. Oh my God. Tell me that's not the cutest little thing ever. Tell me that is not the freaking cutest little thing ever. I can't. Little face. Haney. Look at his little face. He's so cute. I don't know which one's mine, but I don't care. They're all freaking adorable. They look like little baby Rottweilers right now, but I assure you definitely they're definitely not not Rottweilers. Where I was in, all right, so I was in this town called I can't say it, so I'm gonna say it slowly and sound stupid, but Warwick. Every time I say it, it don't come out right. So Warwick, right? And then we drove up to Providence, and Providence is um the college is nice. I'll put it like that. But some people went, that we were with went down to Newport one of the days that we were there, and they said that was beautiful. And I'm sure because anytime you're near anything on the water, it's beautiful. But like, dude, we had like this horrible experience, okay? Because we go to the hotel and we get there, and my husband goes and checks in and he brings all of our stuff up to the room. So I'm like waiting outside. I smoked a cigarette. I was waiting for him to come get the stuff, and then I go park the car or whatever, right? So I come up in the room, and he knew I wasn't going to be happy when I got up there. Like, I look around and it's like, first of all, it looks like somebody punched the lampshade in, right? There's a hanger hanging from the curtain rod. Like, I'm like, why is there, like, if somebody cleaned this room, the hanger wouldn't be there, but okay, maybe they missed it. I look at the couch because we had a suite, right? And there was a pull-out couch for my son. And I go look at the couch, and like one of the cushions on the couch is like completely sunken in. So I'm like, okay, maybe they rushed cleaning this place. I look at the floor. The floor is filthy, like absolutely filthy. I'm like, all right, like what's going on here? So I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom because we took the ferry over and everything. I get in the bathroom, and on like the toilet paper roll thing that holds the toilet paper, it literally looked like somebody blew chunks on it. Like it was filled something. And then that's when I really started getting grossed out. I was like, all right, something like, but then I start thinking to myself, am I being too picky? Am I being bougie? Like, what's going on here? So I mean, I'm obviously telling my husband. So now there's other parents that are there, and we all go downstairs and we're in the lobby hanging out. And like all the parents are like, dude, like, what's up with this place? Like, it's a little ghetto. One of the parents comes in, he's like, yeah, he's like, there's fucking the fucking SWAT teams outside. We're like, what? We go out there and there's like somebody's getting searched in the parking lot. Like this place was a fucking dump. Okay. So like as the night's going on, we're there. I go to the store, I go buy cleaning supplies, which I've never really had to do because we usually stay in pretty nice hotels, for the most part. So I go buy some cleaning supplies. We clean up a little bit. And I'm like really trying to like, is it just me? Is it just me? So my, as the parents are getting there though, everybody's like, dude, like my room was disgusting, like they're all complaining about the room, right? So then later on, we're sitting there and my husband asked me to print out the schedule that we had for Jesse's game. So I go do that. I go into the little business center and there's like no ink in the printer. And like there's like crumbs all over the desk. And I start looking around the lobby. The lobby's like trash, dude. It was just like horrible. So as the night goes on, it's now like midnight because we got there around like, I don't know, I want to say like 5, maybe 6 o'clock. So we've all just been hanging out. I wouldn't even open my bags. Like that's how skeeved out I was. So we got to like midnight and these two families from our rink come walking in and you see them check in. And then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, they check out and they're like, we're out of here. The one mother, she was like shaking. Like, I'm not like, listen, I'm like not a neat freak by any means, but like this shit was skeevy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was gross. I just never seen a hotel in a state like this hotel was. And it was like a Hilton hotel. So it was like, you don't expect that because Hiltons are usually pretty decent. So all of a sudden, my husband, I go outside, I come back, and my husband's like looking at me. He's like, I gotta tell her. And all the other parents are sitting there, and I'm like, what, dude? And he's like, yeah, one of the parents saw a roach in the room. And I was like, dude, I started freaking the fuck out. Like, I was like, no, no. I was like, this is not fucking happening right now. Like, no. So, like, it was just bad. It was bad. All the parents are complaining. Everybody's complaining. So at fucking midnight, finally, we just, after the first parents came and left, we were like, I'm like, I'm getting a different hotel. Like either that or I'm sleeping in my car, which I'm scared to do. We should have known even when we walked up to the hotel, like the landscaping was even like horrible. Like there was literally like grass clippings all over the sidewalk. And you could tell like the lawn hadn't been mowed for like a month. Like that's how long the grass clippings were. Like nobody came with a blower to clean up the sidewalks. Like it was so fucking bad. So once I heard the roach, I fucking bugged out. Like I drove to the store at like 10 o'clock at night and I drove to two 24-hour CVS's to find fucking Raid, which I've never in my life had to buy. And I was just like, oh, dude, fuck this. Like, yeah, exactly, Miss Nomer. We were scared with bed bugs. I was terrified to stay at this place. Like I was seriously having like a fucking huge anxiety attack. I'm like, I cannot sleep at this hotel. So at midnight, finally, we all collectively agree that we're getting the fuck out of here. So I look up another hotel, and thank God there was one like right around the corner that was like beautiful. It was a nice hotel. So we had to pay more money, but nobody gave a shit. I was like, listen, I would have paid like an extra $500 to not, have roaches come home. Well, they said they were trying to like get this hotel closed down and because like so dude, the hotel was known around town. Like every store I went to, people knew what it was. It was bad. And it was like a running joke for the whole weekend because like some of the parents stayed there, no judgments on them. I don't know their financial situation, but the majority of us left. Like we just left in the middle of the night. We took our kids and we were out of there. And thank God the other hotel was like so accommodating and they knew all about it. They're like, oh, we got people from there all the time. Like I went to go read the reviews of this hotel. The funniest thing, I'm like, oh, look, there's rubber gloves on the floor in one of the pictures. And as I read, I'm like, oh, those aren't rubber gloves. Those are not rubber gloves. Yeah. Just use your imagination what they were that were left there. I don't know. I think it was the area we were in. It was just like I was disappointed. Like I never been to Rhode Island. I've really never been anywhere more north than, I've been upstate New York, but I've never been to like anywhere outside of Connecticut in New England. So I've never been to Massachusetts or anything like that. So I was expecting it to be really nice, and it just, I don't know, the houses, like everything. The stores were like skeevy, like just it might have just been the area we were in, to be fair. But I was just kind of like, wow, I was just kind of disappointed. I heard that it was like beautiful in Rhode Island, and I was just kind of disappointed, to say the least. Yeah, I would say near the coast. I mean, the same could be said, if you dump somebody like in Long Island and you dump them in the middle of, wherever, like they might think that it's gross here too. It's not the cleanest place here, but I don't know. It was a little disappointing to say the least, especially near that fucking airport. It was dumpy. Like it was a fucking dump. There was a lot of like abandoned restaurants and just it just looked dirty. I don't know. I wasn't impressed. But I was wondering on the way there, why do they call Rhode Island an island? It's not an island. Like I don't. It's like fucking weird. Like I live on Long Island, and it's an island. Like we're completely surrounded by water. You have to take a bridge to get out of here, or a tunnel, or a boat. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why is Rhode Island called an island when it's not? It's not an island. I mean, there are islands. There are all little Tiffany's running around the room. Oh shit. Yeah. So we get this puppy down. He's so cute though. So yeah, it was quite an adventure this weekend. But it was like I don't care about shit like that. I'm just glad we left and we were fucking out because that shit was. I wouldn't have slept the whole weekend. I know myself. Like I would not have slept the whole entire fucking weekend. The guys at the place, like at the hotel, when we all decided to leave, they didn't even argue with us. Like they were like, "Here's your money, bye." Like the guy straight up told my husband, he's like, "Dude, it's bad here." Like the guy that was working the counter, they weren't even dressed nicely. The guy was wearing a Nike sweatsuit behind the counter. Like, dude, I stay at a lot of hotels, a lot, and I've never seen a hotel in this bad of disrepair shape. Like it was fucking gross. And I'm not like, again, I've stayed in like older hotels. But there's a difference between old, like when you go in the elevator and then you see that the elevator inspection, which is supposed to be renewed every year, hasn't been done since 2019. It's a little concerning. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. I've been to gross hotels before, like when I was younger. Like I remember when we went out for prom. It was a funny thing. But we knew this place was seedy. It was like a party hotel. It's like where teenagers and all sorts of people go after prom. We go out there. It was in the Hamptons too, and we go out there, and there's like my friends got a separate room from us, and we go in the room, and there's grass in the bed, like literally like clumps of grass in the bed, and that like, but at that point we were wasted. We didn't care, but like. You know what I'm saying? Our room had a hole in the wall. I don't know if it was my room or my other friend's room. They had a fucking hole in the wall. Like it literally looked like somebody threw a body through the fucking wall. Like, but we weren't expecting it to be nice. When you go to like a hotel with a name like Hilton, you expect it to be nice. This place, not so much. Like a little bit further down the block, there was another hotel that was like condemned and shut down. It just wasn't a good area. It just wasn't. And me too. Like we really do stay in beautiful hotels. I've never really had complaints except for some of the Marriotts in Pennsylvania. For some reason, they don't have locks on their bathroom doors, and I hate that. Like some of them have these like weird pocket sliding doors, and you can't lock the bathroom. It's so fucking annoying. Because like I wouldn't care, it's just my family, but like the kids are all running around, and sometimes the boys, there's like they travel in packs, and sometimes the boys come in like and you don't expect it. So, it would be nice to be able to lock the bathrooms, but whatever. That's like nothing. I can deal with that. I can't deal with cockroaches. That shit ain't happening. So thank God we all nobody wanted to be the first one to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we didn't want to look like we were being too bougie, but the fucking cockroaches, that was it for me. Like, I was pretty sure there was probably bugs of some type in this hotel, but like, I don't know why cockroaches would even be in the rooms, because like there really shouldn't be food in the rooms. I mean, I guess a little bit, people bring snacks, but like cockroaches are only going to go where there's food. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to hang around in a clean room, like where there's no food. So if there's cockroaches, we went outside actually at one point to smoke, and we walk around the side of the building, and dude, 4 of the windows were shot out, and there was like fucking garbage bags over them. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. I never seen anything. Yeah, if you see one cockroach, there's fucking like 100 of them. You know, there's never just one cockroach. Like, that just does not happen. Ugh. Ugh. I'm just gonna throw up thinking about it. Oh my God. When you get to a hotel and you're like, yeah, I'm not opening my suitcase like ever. It's bad. That was really the first like fucking bad experience we've had in a hotel. Like, yeah, I mean, not the first bad experience. We've had like bad experiences with like the hotel staff being assholes, but like every hotel we've stayed at has always been like nice and clean. Sometimes you could tell they rushed and they cleaned the room fast because, they're probably busy, but like they might cut some corners. But like this was like, you could just tell that they hadn't cleaned this room. The one parents opened up the bed to, put the kids to bed, and those were the ones that left. The mattress looked like somebody like died on it and was laying there for like a year. Like and it was too small, and it was just disgusting. And I was like, that was my problem. I didn't care so much about myself, but I was like, where is my son sleeping? Like, you know what I'm saying? The couch was all messed up, like the cushion was sunken in. Oh, it was horrible. And then you kind of felt bad for the people behind the desk, because it's not their fault. It's like they're just there, they're just workers. And it's like really the management that you have to blame, because they're probably not telling people what to do. So yeah, next time we go to fucking Rhode Island, which hopefully isn't anytime soon, definitely won't be staying there. Like, oh man. Anyway, did the roach pretend to donate $1,500 to a missing ruin? All right, so let's talk about that, because I just seen that this morning. I don't know, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm a little shocked. I'm a little shocked by this whole situation. Like, Tiffany's an asshole, okay? And I can't stand the bitch, but I don't know her to be scammy with money, okay? And I just, as much as I can't stand the bitch, I will say this. She's a very intelligent person, okay? She's almost too smart for her own good. She's very calculated. You know what I'm saying? And she's along with that, like her conniving, cunning, sneaky ways comes, Tiffany does not ever want to be wrong. That comes along with her fucking narcissism and her borderline personality disorder. So with that, I feel like she always wants to look good. She's image obsessed, I think everybody could tell that about her. She tries to project a certain image. I don't know her to be scammy with money. There was a few times while we were friends that she couldn't pay her phone bill, and I had offered her money at like several times, and she refused to take it from me. And I just, not that that means anything, but I'm just saying that when somebody like refuses to take money from you, somebody who's scammy with money would take money from you like that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't take it, which doesn't really mean anything in terms of this, but I'm just saying that's my experience with her. I offered her several times and she wouldn't take it. But at the same time, she also told me that there was another friend whose name I won't mention that was known for giving money to people to help them out. And she told me that she never took money from this person, and I believed her because of my own experience with her. I later heard, though, that that wasn't the case, so I don't know. And I can't verify that, whether that's true or not. I mean, it's hearsay. But for her to do this, like, God, I don't know. I do know this, right? When I was going through my mom's estate and everything, my brother's wife tried pulling the same shit that she did. She sends me a photocopy of checks, right? That she says that they're all bills paid. And then she's asking me for my copy. And I'm like, dude, I could go downstairs right now, get my checkbook, and write out a fucking check, right? And put $1 million on there and take a picture of it and say to you, here, look, I paid this. I paid $1 million. That's not proof of a check. You have to show the canceled check on your bank statement, okay, with the cancellation on it, the stamp. When the bank gets your check and they deposit it, it gets a stamp on it. And then that goes on your bank, statement. It's very easy to get that. Every bank has it. You could go online and see all your canceled checks. So what she showed or whatever that was that I saw, and I even went to Ziggy's just to make sure that, because Hartley puts like that filter over her video. So I'm like, okay, let me go look and just to make sure, that it looked like a photocopy, but that doesn't mean anything. There was no cancellation marks on it. It wasn't crossed out anywhere. So how would anybody know if that check was actually cashed? She could have photocopied it and took a picture of the photocopy or scanned it in online. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't prove that the check was actually cashed. Nothing about that. Just because you wrote a check out, that doesn't mean that the check actually was cashed. So does it look suspicious? Yeah. I didn't watch her live because I typically don't watch her. I did the other day because I was outside smoking a cigarette and I turned her on for like 2 seconds because I'm not even subscribed to her yet. She shows up in my fucking thing. So I click on her video and she's going off about Mallory and whatever, this stupid joke. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, I thought to myself, I just traveled to an entirely different state, like on a ferry, watched like 5 hockey games, and this bitch is still crying about the same thing from like 5 days ago. Like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? And then it's always in the name of this poor little girl whose name I don't even want to say because it just doesn't even belong in this live, you know? Except to say, I pray that they find out what happened to her so all these fucking people could stop using her and her situation, But I'm like, like you're yelling about somebody else saying something, but you have her name tagged in your title and her picture, or no, I'm sorry, it was her picture. You have this picture of her on your thumbnail, and like the live ain't even about her. Like she doesn't belong there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to fight with people? Cool, fight with people. That's your business. Why does this little girl's picture have to be representative of your fighting with other people? I don't understand that, man. I would never put that little girl's fucking picture on my life for any reason. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe I was brought up differently. There's a lot of people doing it. She's not the only one, you know? So I wrote the little community post because I was just like, I'm like, dude, like, this girl, guys, you guys have to understand, everybody here has to understand something. I was friends with her for over a year, and we were pretty close friends. We talked on the phone every day for hours a day. I mean, she used to keep me on the phone with her till like 5 a.m. Do I believe that she cares about this little girl as much as she acts that she does? No, I don't. Why? Because knowing her and the way she operates, like, I don't know what it is about her, but she's just always looking for a fight, man. You know, not just with me or friends. Like, she literally fucking actively sits there and looks for fights. Like, when I was friends with her, I would have to tell her when we were fighting with the ponies, right? The quote unquote ponies. I would tell her, dude, stop watching them. Like, if you don't watch and you don't know what they say about you, then you can't fight with them. Like, sometimes as a creator, you kind of have to force yourself to do that. You kind of have to force yourself to just not go in there because, like, what you don't know won't hurt you, right? So if you don't see what people are saying about you, then you don't respond to it. At least that's how I try to handle things, so I'm not forced to respond because I know that if I go and I watch it, I'm gonna feel obligated now to defend myself because that's just how I am. you know? But she used to like sit there and actively look for fights to have with people. And I used to just be like, why do you want to spend your whole day upset like this? You know, and I think one of the biggest problems that she had is that like she wanted a group of people to back her up, to have her back, you know what I'm saying, to go after people for her. And she accomplished that now, right? She ran from our community and now she has this whole army of people. I mean, she even calls it an army. She calls it Summer's army. And I hate saying the little girl's name, but it's really not. It's Tiffany's army. That's what it is. And that's what she's always wanted. And she's got it now. And that's, you know, all these people. All right, hold on. Let me back this up for a second. Tiffany's very well aware and used to talk shit about the Watts case, right? Because she believes that Shanann Watts killed her kids. Okay? Tiffany believes that Shanann Watts killed her kids. Like she really, really believes it. You know, not just like, okay, it's a possibility. Like she believes that. That's her belief on the case. She's said it before on here. So she used to make little comments about how emotional people get over the kids. And I did too, you know, because, you know, I did feel like sometimes people would just focus so much on like, he put the kids in the oil tanks. Yeah, that's absolutely horrible, dude. That's horrific. But like, I don't think that was planned as much as everybody thinks. Doesn't matter. Whatever. I don't even want to get into that case. But she used to make little comments. She knows how aware, she's very aware of how emotional people get when there's a case involving children. She knows how emotional. We're all mothers here, right? This whole community, I would say like 90% of us are mothers. And like when we hear of children getting hurt, it just fucking kills us, you know? It takes over our emotions, you know? She knows that. And so, you know, her going on these lives and campaigning for this little girl and pretending to be her biggest, you know, fucking whatever you call it, fighter. It's all an act, dude. Like she knows that doing that is going to get her support, you know, people, because she made that mistake in the Watts trial. You know, she didn't get support from people in the Watts trial because she was against Shanann. This time around, she's doing it differently. She's like, I'm going to use this little girl and people are going to believe that I'm a martyr, you know, like I'm like some, I don't know, this, I'm this little girl saving grace, you know, I care about her. I'm the biggest summer crusader there is, you know, and I'm going to stand up for her. Listen, dude, I don't agree with what Mallory said. You know, I really don't fully still understand the full context of what she was saying, and I don't agree with it. But let's just be honest. Tiffany's like just taking the words dead little girl and milk jugs and she's turning it and spinning it into something that it's really not. You know what I'm saying? She's turning it into something that it's not. And she's using that to attack Mallory. And it's like, do you really think that she's like, I'm defending Summer? You're not defending Summer because wherever Summer is right now, wherever she is, she don't fucking care about any of this shit that's going on the internet. She don't give a flying fuck about any of this. So you're not defending her because she's not hurt by it right now because she doesn't even know what's happening where she is, wherever that is. Yeah, she has a very, very unhealthy obsession with her. But I think that's fake. I don't, I see right through it. I just don't. I personally listen, any case with children, doesn't matter what case it is where children are being harmed, it gets me in my feels and it makes me emotional, you know? So why are you so emotionally attached to this little girl that you never met more than all the other hundreds of missing kids or kids that got hurt? It just doesn't make sense. It's too over the top that it comes across very phony to me, you know? When it comes to a dead child, joking about that is highly inappropriate. And I agree with you, Serene Thoughts. I totally agree with you. But I don't think she was, I don't know. I still don't understand the full context of the joke. So I really don't, I don't know. I guess I can't really comment on that. But either way, why would you even bring more, if you're Summer's crusader, why are you even bringing more attention to something like that? Like, why are you even, you say in one breath that you're like worried about her siblings finding these videos one day, but like, so then why are you bringing more attention to it, playing the video on your live? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many views does Mallory get? I'm not trying to put Mallory down, but I'm just saying, like, how many views does she get? Like, why are you giving more attention to this and bringing more views to it and putting it out there even more? So now there's even more of a chance that her siblings could one day find that, you know? Like, just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. She's defending Summer against things that she doesn't need defending for. Like, this is, I hate to say it like this, but it's just some asshole's opinion online. Like, there's a million of them, you know? Why even give it any air? Why give it life? I don't know. These people are just like, and that's what I'm saying. She's playing off the emotions of people because they know that there's people that are like, it's horrible. You shouldn't joke about a dead child. Like, and people are going to get emotional about it. And she knows that. So she's using that to attack somebody, really, because she has to fight with people. That's just her thing. She has to fight with other people. Otherwise, she's not happy. Think about this. I thought about this the other day. Since I stopped talking to her, how many people has she gotten into like serious fights with since I stopped speaking with her? Like, how many people has she gone to war with? Because I can name a bunch. We got MGL. We have this girl, Ziggy, right? We have that Scott guy. I don't know what his last name is. We got John. We got, hold on. The list goes on. Hugh Carlock. I mean, and I'm sure there's more that those are only the ones I know about because I don't watch her. Those are the ones that I've seen videos of her fighting with. I'm sure there's more people than that. Okay? Like, why is it that you're always in the center of all these, like, accusations against people, fighting people, going to war with people? Why are you always at the epicenter of this shit all the time? Because I really try to keep it limited on here to like who I have issues with. Like, put it this way, I don't go looking for fights. I haven't really had many issues with people since I stopped talking to her, besides Laura, and then maybe one other person that I wouldn't even say I had issues with. I just kind of was friends with them and then stopped talking to them. We haven't gotten into a huge battle, gone back and forth, but like, I just moved away from the friendship as quietly as possible. You know what I'm saying? So why is it that you're always in the center of all these arguments and fights with people all the time? All the time. There's always somebody, there's always a target, there's always a person that you're fighting with constantly. Everyone who speaks on this case in a way. And it's funny because people will, yeah, she goes nuts. She is toxic. People will make comments to me like, oh, you're obsessed and this and that. But like, dude, I really only speak of her and Laura because I was friends with them, dude. I was friends with these people, so I know what they're like behind the scenes. At least I'm not going around starting fights with all these strangers. Like, what's more bizarre? What's more odd behavior? You know what I'm saying? Like, you fight with somebody and then you warn other people about them, okay? Or actively seeking out people to fight with on a constant basis. Because to me, that's way more toxic. That you're just every day trying to find somebody else to have a fight with. It's very toxic. Exactly, Alexandra. I'm just happy. Not Laura, she's an ass kisser for Tiffany. She made a mockery of this entire situation with Mallory. Hold on a second. And the thing she was saying about Mallory was just, it's just gross, dude. She made a mockery of this entire situation with Mallory just to drum up drama for compassion views. That fun's rolling in. She's a fucking pig, TM. You are gonna go trash. If she really cared about, all right, people that think that she really cares about Summer need to ask themselves this, okay? If she really cared about missing children or just children in general, first of all, she wouldn't say things like she said about, John's child. Why does Summer Wells, not for nothing, okay? Why does this 6-year-old little girl, matter more than every other child on the planet? I'm not saying she doesn't matter. She does matter. All children matter. But that's my whole point. All children matter. You know what I'm saying? Why does this little girl matter more than anybody else on this planet? So you're telling me John's child's not important, Laura's children aren't important, because she had no problem trying to convince everybody that, Laura's kids were showering together. Like, they're still kids. They're still, you still shouldn't be trying to say things like that and put things out there like that to hurt them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't understand why this little girl, I know why she matters more. Because she makes you money. Because you pretending to be a crusader for her and be her biggest defender and supporter gets you money. But there's so many other cases, probably in her own state. Okay, she lives in a really small state that borders 2 other pretty big states. You could get to either one of those states in like an hour, I would think, from where she is. One of them, she could get there within 10 minutes. Okay. There's missing children in those states. If you really give a shit about missing children, why aren't you over there joining volunteer searches and really doing something? I saw somebody write the other day, like, oh, she's been working on this case. And I asked them, well, what work has she actually done? Because when I work, right, it means that I'm doing a bunch of tasks that are going to they're going to lead to an end result one day, right? There's a goal in my work. So when I'm working on something, I always have an end goal, and there's always things that I do to accomplish that goal, tasks that I carry out. What work has she actually done to help this case? I asked the person, and they never came back, and it always happens like that. What's the work that she actually has done that's actually helped? Besides, I'll say besides just putting her name out there. You know what I'm saying? And keeping the story somewhat in the public's eye. What other work has she actually done to help find this little girl or find out what happened to her? Because that's ultimately the end result, right? I've seen her and heard, well, I haven't really seen her because I don't watch her, but I've heard that most of her work, quote unquote work, is her just accusing people, accusing the parents, and that's pretty much the work. But you shouldn't get so focused on one thing, because nobody knows what happened to this little girl right now. Like, there's been many cases where people have just solely focused on one person that they ignored everything else, right? The cops would just get like tunnel vision towards this one person, and they would ignore all the other evidence in the case, and the wrong person ends up in jail. So you need to look at everything, not just this one person. You can't just focus on the parents, because there is a possibility that they didn't do anything. So what work has she done? What work have any of these people done? The original story about Summer being distilled on the milk carton came from Tiffany's channel. Right. A rumor, which you could clearly tell any fucking idiot. And thank you, I think Gray Hughes debunked this, like he debunks every other stupid bullshit thing that these people say. If you're dead, like, your body does certain things, all you have to do is look at her hand in the photo, and you could tell that she's very much alive, because your hands relax in a certain way. They wouldn't stay curled up the way that she had them in the picture. There's just certain things that happen because your body, your muscles relax, and there's just certain things that happen to your body that would be visible in that picture. And to spread something like that is just disgusting. She looks like she's very much asleep. Gray Hughes and a retired NYPD medical examiner debunked it. Exactly. And I didn't even watch their I don't think I did their videos. I don't remember watching them, but that, I mean, you could just tell. Anybody with common sense could tell. So it's just, it's just gross. The whole thing's just gross. And if she donated money and didn't really do that, that's just really disgusting. Like, I know she's an evil person. I didn't think she was that evil, though, to be honest with you. I really didn't. And I say she's like probably one of the most evil people I've come across on this platform. And I still didn't think she was that evil to lie about something like that. I really didn't, because if there's one thing she does, she will cover her tracks. She's very good at that. Most sneaky, vindictive people are. They're very good at covering their tracks. So I would have thought she would have covered her tracks better than that, but showing a check the way she showed it really just proves nothing. It proves nothing. And then this is what gets me, okay? If I were to sit here calling out somebody the way she and Laura both, the two of them, called out Diane over the St. Jude shit, I would be like, yo, when I do something, right, that involves money on this platform, I am going to make sure that I am as transparent as fucking glass and show every receipt, every step of the way, every single move that I made involving that money. I'm going to show it and I'm going to have solid proof of it. This way, because I called somebody else out. So now I know that the same exact transparency is going to be expected from me. So I'm going to show that person, hey, look, you didn't show your receipts, but here's my receipts, bitch. But both of them have refused to show receipts to people involving money after they did that. Both of them. Oh, how many times do we hear Laura say, oh, I don't owe anybody anything. I don't have to show anything. I didn't have to donate that money. No, you didn't have to donate it, but you were selling candles. I mean, if you just want to practice good business practices and ethics and be ethical, then you should show it, because especially after you called somebody out for the same thing, especially in a situation like that, you should be more than happy, and it should be no problem for you, right? Because you apparently do everything right in your life. So you should have no problem producing receipts that actually prove things. Remember when Tia was saying that the stain on her jacket near her stomach was blood? No, I don't watch her, so I don't know any. I really don't. People are like, oh, well, you know that what's going on. Yeah, of course I know. I have, number one, there's clip channels. Number two, people tell me. You don't think I have people texting me all the time telling me, like, I know that she read my community post the other day. Do I know what she said? No. But somebody texted me and told me that she was reading my community post. I have no idea what she said about it. If I had a guess, I could probably guess. Let's read it. Let's just do a little psychic streaming for a minute here. We'll read it together in Tiffany's voice. We'll see. I could guess what she said. I don't know what she said, but I could guess what she said. Let's see. Let's go to my channel. We'll see what she might have said to rip it apart, because I don't remember exactly what I wrote here, but I could pretty much guess what she said. But like, I didn't watch it. I was busy. I was like, yeah, I don't really, to be quite honest with you, I didn't write it to get a reaction out of her, and I don't care what she has to say about me. So there's no reason for me to even watch it. Let's just see what she did. What is this? Oh, start. All right. Let's scroll down here. Okay, so here's my community post. I'll share it so you guys know that I'm reading what I'm reading. All right. Just kidding. All right, now I'm not gonna be able to see chat for a second. So let's see. It's a beautiful day here in the Northeast. Look good. Go get some fucking sun, you bitch. And I think someone needs to get out and get some sun so she doesn't resemble a TV character from a 1960s shows about monsters. Makeup Mobster, are you trying to dox me? I wish people would wake up. All this she devil ever wanted was an army of people so that when she fought her battles, which there is always a battle, always a target of her paranoia and rage, she'd have people there to back her up. That's not true. Nothing in here is true. She's well aware of how emotional women are when there's a case with a children at the center, and she's using this poor baby girl for her own selfish needs. No, that's not me. That's everybody else. That's not me. You're fucking wrong, Makeup Mobster. As evidenced by her thumbnail of a poor little girl sleeping on milk jugs that she used. Oh, do you mean the original thumbnail that I used? Because I changed it. I changed it after I read this post. Just FYI. The live is not about the little girl. Why use her photo for the thumbnail? Because I was addressing Mallory's joke, which was in reference to the picture. She burned every bridge in the DC Chris Watts community and ran because she was so hated to find new people to fool into thinking she's actually a decent human being. Whatever. Mission accomplished. She can now sit on her delusional throne with her crown on, putting a show on over a comment that wasn't even half as vile as the words that come out of her own mouth or her friend Laura's mouth. Whatever. I turned on her I can't do this anymore. I turned her live on for a minute as I sat there here smoking a cigarette. Sure, you watch me all day. You're fucking obsessed, girl. You're fucking obsessed, girl. Smoking a cigarette between my son's hockey game and just shook my head. Your borderline personality disorder is showing, Tiffany. She's so wrong there. It's narcissistic personality disorder, bitch. Tuck it back in. She knows exactly what she's doing and I cannot help but feel sorry for the suckers sitting in her chat actually thinking they're fighting this little girl's battle. No, you are fighting Tiffany's battle. Can we get some sun in the chat for Summer's Army? Just like the rest of us suckers did. She don't give a fuck about that little girl. Stop using her name and photo for your drama. That community is poor trash. Okay, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. Thanks for the 2 minutes of entertainment. Sure, you're actually going to go out and have a real life Makeup Mobster. And then she read the comments, I heard. Oh, jeez. Whatever. Yes, we are, chick. We are. Yes, we are. So, she went through the comments, and I don't know whose comments she read, and I really don't care. Oh, she probably read Jules. Anytime I hear her voice, the song "Livin' Dead Girl" by Rob Zombie starts to play in my head. I thought the same thing when I saw The Crown as her thumbnail. This wacky bird thinks she's the queen of anything. She lives in a virtual fantasy land, and it only ails her further. Yep, some fresh air would do her good. She probably went through those, and read all those. She's nothing but a liar. When she gets back up in a corner like she did, she does nothing but get loud and start yelling and trying to lie her way out of running her mouth. Yeah. You suck, Makeup Mobster. And I'm sure she gets so mad over this kind of shit because, it's the truth, It's the truth. That's why the first thing she did when her and I stopped talking was, what did she do first? She ran to Molly Golightly, right? That was one of the first moves she made. Another thing she did was she opened up a Discord. Because why? Why did she not? I mean, many people have Discords, but she knew what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. It's the same thing she does to everybody else. Yeah, people think the louder they yell, that it makes them believe them. Laura does the same thing. She just yells over people. And it, this way, there's two reasons they do it. Number one is so that you can't hear. I hope I'm not breaking up because I just had to go in my car to grab something. There's two reasons that that's done, though. One of them is to yell over the other people so that they can't be heard, but I guess in their heads, it makes it sound more believable. People are like, oh, wait, this person's yelling. They must be so passionate about this that they couldn't be lying. Like in their heads, it makes it more believable. The yelling makes it more believable. What time is it? All right. Sorry, I just got to keep an eye on the time because I got an appointment today. She's yelling at someone. Who's yelling at someone right now? She deleted all. Oh, Alexandra. Yeah, she went through all of our messages, deleted all, her side of the message. Like, there was all things that she did that I knew what was coming. I knew exactly what was coming when I stopped talking to her because there just was no fucking. Whose panel is she on? Oh, Tiffany's live again or still? I don't know. I can't listen to her, dude. God bless the people that sit through her fucking lives for that long because I just can't do it. I really can't. I sat there literally, I probably listened to like 3 or 4 minutes of her live the other day. And I was like, holy shit. Yo, she's been live since 5:30 this morning. I mean, this isn't, dude, listen, she lives in the Northeast just like I do. I was going to write, I was in Rhode Island that weekend and then I changed it to Northeast. Because she would be like, oh my God, she's stalking me. Dude, I don't know where she lives. I know where she lives, but I was nowhere near her house. Anyway, what do you call it? She's been live since 5:30, dude. I woke up at like 4 a.m. and I go outside and I smoke a cigarette and I went back to bed after that. Well, for a little bit. And then I woke up again at 6. And she was live, like had a live set up for 5:30 in the morning. I was like, dude, I could barely deal with my family at that time in the morning. Like I'm like, dude, don't talk to me. Do not talk to me until like at least 8 o'clock. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need coffee. Like, I can't, like, could you imagine running up on a live at 5:30 in the morning? Never. Just never. Soldier, that's 2 in a row that she's done. 2 in a row. Because now that I clicked on her video the other day, her lives are showing up in my, feed. And I'm not subscribed to her. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, like, it's fine. Like, is this shit that important that you need to fucking press the live button at 5:30 in the morning when like normal people are getting up to go to work? Like, that's fucking early, dude. That is fucking early. And like, there's still like people in there, I'm sure, watching, but I just, I can't. Her voice at 5:30 in the morning, I've had to hear it at 5:30 in the morning before because she used to keep me on the phone till 5:30 in the morning. But her voice, like in that mood where she's mad, no, I can't. No, God bless. She's addicted the same way people get hooked on video games and don't come up for air. I'm like, dude, like the fucking. It's so we only get, and I'm not, this is just the truth. She lives in the Northeast, and we only get a couple of months of nice weather. Like really, the weekends when your kid's home, like those, you only have, what is it, maybe 13 weekends with your kid that it's nice out to do things. Like, dude, take a fucking log off boo-boo break and go do something. Go enjoy the weather. Go down to the beach. You live near a fucking beach. Go enjoy it. This shit's not that fucking deep, dude. It's not that important. Like, trust me, I've been there where I got so sucked into this shit that, like, because of her and because of Laura, because this is their lives, dude, And I didn't realize it until like after I stopped talking to them that I was like, holy shit, man. Like I was like sucked in. Like they sucked me into this fucking shit deeply. And like on my own, I'm not that deep into it. Like it's just not that deep, you know? I come here, yeah, I leave comments and shit when I'm bored and I'm just sitting around, but like I don't know, I found other things to do to occupy my time that are just more that just bring more joy to my life, you know? I have other hobbies, other things to do. Um I don't know. I don't I don't know. I just don't I can't imagine giving up my whole entire weekend for this shit. I never did that. Even in the height of me being into this shit, I never gave up my weekends and my time with my family for this shit. Like everybody here knows that. You know, I only stream when my family's either not home or they're sleeping, which I don't even do that anymore. You know, most of the time I stream when they're just not here. They're not home. Whether it's, you know, my husband's at work, my son's at school, or the rare times that I don't go to my son's like hockey practice, you know, I rarely stream at night anymore because to be honest with you, that's another thing. These people stay up all night and they will keep you up all night with them. Like I got myself back onto like a normal sleeping schedule now where like I try to fall asleep before midnight or at least around midnight, you know, which is like I needed that, dude. I'm telling you, when she like fucking when I was friends with her, she was like depriving me of sleep too. Not that it's her fault. I mean, but like I was sleeping fucked up because she would literally keep me on the phone in her paranoia bugging out until like 5:30 in the morning. And my husband would be getting up for work and just looking at me like, Leanna, are you fucking serious? Like you're still on the phone with this girl at 5:30 in the morning? Like, what is going on? You know? Like, that's not normal, dude. Like, that's like every night. I mean, there would be times where I'd be like, dude, I just have to like, I can't talk on the phone tonight because like I can't stay up that late. I have to catch up on some sleep. And then my sleeping with my sleep schedule was just all sorts of fucked up. Like I would put my son on the bus and sleep like the whole fucking day because I was just exhausted from being up all night. And I mean, it was my choice, you know, but like that's the type of friend I am. If my friend's going through something, I'm gonna be there for them. You know, if they're in a crisis, which is she's always in a crisis, but like if they're in some type of crisis in their lives, I'll stay on the phone with you for fucking 5 days straight. That's just the type of friend I am. So I used to do it to her, you know, with her, but holy shit. I realized how bad it was. Like once I stopped talking to her, mm, I was like, wow, what's going on with Peanut? Sure, right? I see everybody commenting to her. I'm just, yes, I will, Hummingbird. When I get off here, though, I can't look right now. Oh no, what happened, Peanut? Is she all right? Nana, you were a great friend. Thank you, Soldier. And so are you. And I listen, my friends know, you know, yeah, there are times like I'll miss your text and shit and I'll come back. I'll always get back to you though. You know, I mean, but I just I don't know. I realized there was just coming a point where I was like putting YouTube before like my life, my own needs because of her and because of Laura, because like they're so entrenched in this shit. You know, it's their whole being. Like Laura just went and found a whole new group of girls, right, to talk to. And I knew it was gonna fucking go south the day that Laura started giving advice out to this granny's watching girl. Cause I'm like, Laura, people don't need your fucking advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not even just like people don't need advice because there's nothing wrong with trying to help people, right? But it's the way she gives the advice to people is like, I think people take it offensively because she talks down to them while she's dishing this advice out to them. You know, it's so condescending the way she gives the advice. Like, trust me, I've been through worse. You know, like nobody wants to fucking hear that. Like, you know, when everybody's going through something, it's the worst thing in the world. Nobody wants to hear that your problems are worse. And like right there, you're fucking minimizing the person's issues. You know what I'm saying? And that's like offensive to people. But she just like doesn't fucking get it. Yeah, that's true, sweetie pie. She uses people. She doesn't make friends. But I knew it was gonna blow up because I was like, this girl, I could just tell. I don't really know her that well, but I could just tell she's not the type of girl who's gonna be able to take somebody telling her what to do. You know what I'm saying? It gets very annoying very quickly. So she, sure enough, pissed the girl off, and then she just fucking lies about it, dude. She's like, I never did a live about that girl. Dude, yes, you did. I watched it. I fucking watched it. Because you're a lulz cow. And it's funny. But I'm like, surprise, surprise, this shit went south, so quickly. And then she gets busted out. Mandolin showed it, where she's lying, straight up lying to this girl on her panel. Oh, I didn't tell people not to watch you. And there's the text. Oh my God. Tech non-responsive relevance. Right? Yeah, she threw. Listen, Life Rewinded. She did not say Capone. Let me make this clear. She did not say Capone's name, but any of us who were friends with her and who were in her little group, her Discord, we all know that she was talking about Capone because we've all been there when people were warning him to, warning her, or when she was telling him to stop. Everybody knows that. And he's, to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure who exactly is mods for her and who isn't mods for her right now. I don't know who's who in her chats, but Capone is really the only one that I see on a regular basis out in other people's chats and comment sections. So who else could she be talking about? I'll see Bonnie McMillan and a couple of the other ones like talking shit, but like I've never seen that. I've never seen anybody else go out and stir the pot and cause drama the way that he does. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely him that she's talking about. I mean, there's just no question. And it's like, it's just so, I don't know. It's bullshit. What the fuck is that? Hold on a second. Is there a fucking cat? Sorry, I'm seeing things. I think it's just a reflection in the tree. All right. But you guys, I don't think that it's anybody else that's causing drama. I can't personally think of one other person that I would think that would be, she'd be speaking about. I just can't think of anything. Pina, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Now my fucking thing is gonna get all fucked up because I turned my phone on and now I'm gonna have to restart my laptop. Hold on a second. I turned my phone on and I don't know why. It just, for some reason, now is Capone gone from her chats. I don't know if she's gone live since then. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if. You have to give me a second here because I'm going to have to switch to my phone and then back to my laptop because as soon as I turn my phone on, I don't know why I'm live. My computer's now going to start periodically muting me while I'm talking and it's annoying. So hold on a second. So let me just do that for a second. Our daughter was severely assaulted in school. By who, though? I look forward to Lori getting upset how much the summer donors are at. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's gonna be she's like, I was listening to her just lie. You know, she make this is one thing. Capone and all the people that give her information. Hold on a second. Let me just remove myself here. I have to restart my laptop, so just give me a minute. I'm sorry to hear that, girl. Hold on one second. All right, I just have to restart now because I can't turn my phone on for some reason when I'm live. I don't know what the deal is with this shit, but it's very annoying. Oh, now I gotta save all my stuff. Hold on. I'm sorry. This is a pain in the ass. I wish I knew why I did this, but I can't get an answer even from StreamYards. She has no, she has to do the injuries. Oh my God. Who assaulted her? Like a person, a guy, a girl? Like, was she jumped, like beat up? Oh God, what the fuck? Did that just cut me off? All right. That is not okay, girl. Who whoever's informing Laura about these things, like what happened, they need to tell her. They just make her look so stupid because she's up on this girl's panel this morning and she's like, or whenever it was probably last night. I watched it like early this morning while I was trying to fall back to sleep. She was like, what do you call it? Girl, it's just crazy. She's like, oh, people show everything out of context. Context is everything. And I'm like, that's weird. I just said that the other day, Laura. That's weird that you're all of a sudden using that now. But she's like, context is everything. And, they're showing my responses, but they're not showing what they did to me to cause that response. And I'm like, I watched that girl's live. And what she did was, first of all, Laura was totally misinformed. She said that the girl was playing John Crimes' clips. No, that's not what happened. She wasn't playing John's clips. So she what do you call it? So that's the first thing. She was playing clips of, I think it was Call It As I See It. Oh shit, I just realized I forgot to send that into my son's school. I'm gonna have to bring that in. Let me put this on my fridge so I remember. So anyway, yeah. So she, like, I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, that's not even what she played. What she played was her own words saying racist shit. There's no context needed. Nobody did anything to you. These were just random clips taken of things that you've said on here that are racist sounding, dude. Like, that's not out. Yeah, you definitely need to get law enforcement involved, girl. Where's your son? I'm so sorry. That is not okay. Everything Granny showed was Laura's words. Exactly. Live in Sydney, Australia, but we are still fighting. Hold on. I want to go back up because I just want to see what happened here. Jesus. It's so funny. Not funny. I just got a thing yesterday about bullying in the school. New York State has this rule called, I don't remember exact words, SASA or something like that, about bullying in schools. And they made us fill out this survey, which was kind of weird. The survey was weird just because I thought the survey would be more detailed about, how things should be handled when there's bullying. But it wasn't. It was like asking these really, really, really weird questions. But let me tell you something, man. Kids are getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, my son told me somebody bit him on the shoulder yesterday on his way home on the bus. I'm like, what? Is he a vampire? Like, but it's bad, dude. I hear nightmares from friends and it's bad. It's just bad. Yeah, that exactly, soldier. They say they have zero tolerance, but they really do anything to help the kids. And that's what's, I don't, dude, listen, my son has gotten into like, things that there's this one kid in his class that seems to be, I'm not, listen, I know my son's not innocent. They're kids. They're young, they're all assholes. You know what I'm saying? Like to each other at that age. But like, there seems to be a kid in his class that is problematic, that is having problems, not just with my son, but some of the other boys in the class too. And I think it's, I think it's a little mixture of like, he's new, maybe his social skills are a little off, because my son says that like he doesn't really, he gets in like his face, you know what I'm saying, when he's talking and stuff, like just he seems to have issues with like personal space. And I've tried to like explain this to my son that some kids are different and they just don't understand, you know. But needless to say, I don't get any phone calls. There's been several, things that have happened this year in the last couple of weeks, and my son comes home and he tells me, but the teacher don't call me, the principal don't call me, and I'm like, dude, like I want to know if my son's doing something wrong, like, and I'm very against it, the bullying with him, and I tell him all the time, I'm like, dude, if I find out you're bullying, you're gonna be in big trouble. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. You don't have to like every kid in the class, but hey, squirrel, get down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to like all the kids in your class, and that's fine. You don't have to, but like, avoid him then. Don't talk to him or just tell him, like, you're bothering me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but don't gang up on him with other kids. I hate that. Don't ever do that. And he know, like, so I don't know. I watch my son everywhere else, at hockey, he gets along with every kid. So I want to believe that my son's not the problem because I don't see him ever being like that towards other kids. And I've never heard of him being like that towards other kids, like all his years in school. But, so to me, I feel like the kid is the problem, but it's hard to say, because I'm not there. But it's like, I want to know what's going on because, of course, when he tells me the story, he's going to tell me, and he's going to be innocent in the story, because he doesn't want to get in trouble. I try to get him to be honest with me, but I want to hear from the teachers. What are their observations? Because my son never really had problems with any kids in school, so it's kind of weird. You call your kid squirrel? No, no, no. The glare. Why is my laptop not going back on now? I have a bird feeder, and the squirrel's trying to climb up my porch. He's like literally staring me down right now. Like, yeah, bitch. He's like sitting on my porch right now, just staring at me. Like, he's trying to blend in with the plant behind him. He's kind of cute though, so I don't know. Maybe I don't mind him. Beat up by two girls that have been bullying her for years. Oh my God. That's great. They are able to take advantage of such minor in a room for senior trip. That's terrible. Probably because if your daughter looks anything like you, I could imagine that the other girls in her school are jealous because she's really pretty. The damn bird feeder. It's pure pressure. Claire, what's your feelings on this whole thing with Tiffany, stealing checks from Summer Wells? Well, not stealing checks, but maybe just not cashing checks. Don't write checks your ass. Your ass can't cash, Tiffany. That's all I have to say. She jumped on top of my daughter. She was in class sitting down and fist punched my daughter in the head and face several times. Holy shit. And where the hell were the teachers during this? You need to buy some spicy bird seed. Birds can't taste it, but the squirrels sure can. Oh, really? I saw that and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do that to the birds. I bought the porch and patio one just because, like, it literally is hanging up right in front of my porch, and I don't want like all the shells and everything all over the place. This squirrel is so cute. I'm sorry. Some people think they're ugly, but they're kind of cute. He's just sitting there. He's just like chilling. He knows I'm here, so he's like kind of standing like a statue right now, like trying to act like he's not in the bushes, but he's super cute. But like, that's the problem. Like, why is there even a situation though where your child could be punched in the classroom? Where the fuck is the teacher? I still never clicked on Tiffany's channel. I have a perfect record of you don't count. I have a perfect record of you don't count her jumping on my panel, make herself look stupid. If no, well, all right. So here's the deal, Clara. The girl Ziggy now, I don't, she showed that Tiffany had, I guess at some point, shown that she wrote a $1,500 check to the Summer Wells Reward Fund, right? But they got a list on of all the donations. They even have on there like $2 amounts, and they have 2 checks that are at the very top that it clearly lists on there that the checks are what do you call it, being held by the issuer, so then it goes, the last check is in November of like November 20 something. Okay, that's the last check that they received that's listed on this list of all the checks for the summers for the reward fund. So the little motherfucker, he just got up there right now. He's finally made it up there, or whatever. Just let him eat, right? Squirrel's got to eat too. So anyway, it's just so funny the way he's stretching his body across. Oh, you little fucker. So anyway, yeah, they are rats with cuter outfits. We have done that more and still fighting the school police education board, and they don't do shit. Listen, Peanut, my advice, girl, and I'm not kidding. I'm not joking, because you will get results with this. I have done it myself before. Well, I didn't contact them, but I put them on blast on Facebook when I was having an issue with my neighbor and their dog getting out. I put them on blast on Facebook, okay? And that shit almost went viral. And then the news ended up showing up at my house. My suggestion to you is right now, I would start writing every local news station that you can, because this is a problem. I mean, that is the best advice you could do, is to put the school board on blast right now. I would be contacting every news station in my town, because that's a huge fucking problem. Huge problem. And the school boards, I mean, I don't know how it works in Australia, but I know here, their biggest fear is bad publicity. So I would be sure and bring your receipts, bring your evidence, doctor's bills, pictures, whatever you have. And I would be composing a letter to the news right now. I honestly think that's the best advice. And then you'll start seeing results. That's my best advice to you. I really think that it's, unfortunately, you kind of have to with the school boards. You have to scare them into submission. Sad as that is, because you shouldn't have to do that, but, So anyway, I'm not going to let this show. All right, so Tiffany says that, oh, well, she wrote the check out in September, right? September 20 something or 2nd or whatever it was. I remember there was a 2 in it. But she claims that she held on to it. Now, I don't know. I didn't hear this coming from her mouth. So let me make that clear. I read this in a comment, so I could be wrong. Well, I read a few comments, actually. But she claims that she held on to the check for a few weeks because she didn't have stamps. Now, that right there just sounds sus to me, because it's very easy to mail a letter out. You just drive to your local post office and they'll stamp it for you. Like, you don't even need to buy a whole book of stamps. You could mail one letter out, and pay your 30-40 cents, whatever the fuck stamps are now. I don't know. But, you don't need to have stamps to mail a letter out. You could go to the post office. So that excuse is a little not holding up for me. It's a little weird, just don't sound right to me. So, so she held on to it. So I guess the reason that she's saying that is because if you go, okay, September, let's just say it was written on the 29th. You go September, October. Oh yeah, it took 3 months to get there. I guess she's trying to insinuate that like the last check is written in November. The last update on the list is from November, that her check took, if she held on to it for 4 weeks and didn't mail it out until October, right? Let's just say the end of October, then that'll put her out in November, and they just, they updated the list, and then oops, her check got there after their last update. I guess that's what she's trying to do, but it ain't it ain't it ain't adding up. I'll just put it like that. She pledged, yeah, chick, right? Maybe she pledged the money like Amber Heard. God, we didn't even talk about that whole thing. I don't think I've been live since the verdict, right? I'm pretty sure I haven't. No, I haven't, because the last time I went live, they were reading the verdict that day. So yeah, we haven't even been live since that. That was interesting. And then it got more interesting when her fucking lawyer started going on. You know what I'm saying? What don't sound right is Tiffany's own words that she's not. Wait, that she's not as to where I have 1,500. Really, it says it all. Well, right, there would be. I don't. Your check is only good. No, regular checks are good for forever. There's only some checks that'll specifically, specifically, it'll state on it, like some checks that you might get from companies that'll have 90-day limit. But I'm pretty sure, because like I wrote a check for the deposit on my puppy, and like the check, it's been there for months now. Months. He hasn't cashed it yet, but he's had the check for months. So way more than 90 days, I can assure you. This is what happens when you talk Tiffany turd. I watched, I think it was a Hartley clip where Mallory was on her panel and criticized her for making jokes about Summer being dead on the gallon of milk or something. That's all I know about. Yeah, that was Mallory. Yeah, they went at Mallory, and then they started to go at Mallory and start to say disgusting things to her, like tuck it in, tape it, don't wear those leggings, and really just her and that fucking weirdo AB, the guy with the voice like this. He sounds like he's like, I don't know, this fucking guy's a weirdo, total creeper. He just sounds like a creep. But all right, squirrel, you had enough. Go, get out of here. Go. Don't look at me like that. He's like ready to fight me, this squirrel. You know what I'm saying? But like, it ain't adding up. It ain't not adding up. The teacher was outside the classroom. I can't believe that. I just can't believe that. Well, that's the other thing, Hummingbird. When you start pointing fingers at everybody, and I hate to say it, but Diane, the same thing happened to her. Diane was known to point fingers at everybody in the community and call them out. And you know what? When that happened, when you do that, everybody's going to be pointing fingers back at you and scrutinizing your behavior constantly. And rightfully so, I guess. It's the internet. You cannot fucking control the internet. I just don't know when people are going to get this. But yeah, anyways, Lara, they started going at Mallory. And listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Mallory. I don't agree with what she said, but I just don't understand what offending an entire group of people, what the purpose of that is. Talk about her behavior on YouTube, but like, why are we talking about her tucking things in? And I don't agree with that. Sorry. Mallory's an idiot. I never have to make jokes about her gender sexuality to insult her. There's so much about her that makes it easy. If you pick at her for that, you're stupid. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. I don't care so much for her because, to be honest with you, she definitely like a little flip-floppy, and people that are like that just kind of, I'm just weary of them. I'm sorry. I'm weary of them because I'm like, you can't like hate somebody 1 minute and then be cool with them the next minute. Like, this is what fucking kills me about YouTube in general. People always feel compelled to pick sides. And I always feel compelled to just be like, both of these people are fucking assholes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no side sometimes. Sometimes there's just no fucking side. Peanut, you contacted the media and they haven't helped you? That is insane. Plant summer. Me too, Soldier. Mallory is an asshole, but going after gender is really low, a really low blow. It's because you got nothing else. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Her joke to me, I don't even like get it because I don't even think it's a joke. It's not funny. Like to me, a joke has to be funny. Like when, for instance, I think it was Berto's last live. The glare had me fucking dying, dude. I was seriously like, it takes like, not that it takes a lot, but like I was literally laughing out loud to myself, like sitting on my fucking couch because he was just, he had like all these fucking comments about Betty's hair, and I was just fucking dying. I was dying. What was one of them? Something about I can't say it. It's not gonna sound funny. Something about her hair with the IROC Z or something. He could tell you. I don't remember, but I was like fucking dying because he was just spitting out all these one-liners like pertaining to her fucking hair. It was just like her hair triggers the fuck out of me. Like I just want to go. I'm not a hairstylist by any means, and trust me, my hair looks like shit most of the time too, you know. But she fucking I just want to cut 6 inches off of her hair. Like it needs a fucking trim. That shit is like borderline translucent. It's so white. Well, yellowy white. But like it just looks so fucking unhealthy. And like and it can be fixed a little bit, you know, like just cut it, dude. When you bleach your hair, that just comes with the territory, especially to that level. I mean, she's like borderline level 10, okay, which is like the lightest you could fucking get hair before it falls apart, literally, like, and disintegrates and turns into like a gummy, stringy mess, which I guarantee you she cannot run a brush through her hair when she washes it because that shit'll just stretch out and snap right the fuck off. But I'm like, holy shit, like, I just want to cut it, like, because it just looks so sad. Her hair looks like it's depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like it looks depressed. It looks like it's not having a good day. Ugh. Purple shampoo does work wonders. Sorry. No. It's okay, Peanut. I'm glad you were able to get it out. And I totally forgot to restart my computer. We'll turn it back on. But I'm glad you got it out. But Peanut, just like seriously, my advice to you is just don't stop. Like don't stop contacting media, even if it's like a lesser known newspaper or something, and get the story out there because you know, first off, I would put it on Facebook. I don't know if you feel comfortable sharing that type of thing, but put it on Facebook. Go into groups for your town, your school. I have, you know, I own a group for my town, but like that I don't even go in. But there's all different groups, and I'm sure it's the same way in, you know, in your country. Like there's groups for like your town or the city that you live in. And I would be sharing the shit out of that, sharing my story fucking everywhere until it gains traction. Because if the regular media won't pay attention, social media will. And start sharing it, put it on public, and let people start sharing it out because it will happen. People, trust me, it will happen. And you'll get justice. She needs to shave that shit. Her hair has an IROC Z Camaro with the stereo ripped out. Dude, I was just dying laughing because I was like, holy shit. He's bringing out like some things I haven't even heard in like years, you know? Her fucking hair's like Knight Rider. Talks back to her. Put it on TikTok, Instagram. I mean, I know, you know, you could blink your daughter's like eyes out and shit if you're not comfortable like putting her, but that, and I would emphasize that the school is not helping you. I would put lots of emphasis on that. Use hashtags, bullying, anti-bullying, shit like that. Exactly. I mean, that's how, listen, I had a situation here. I know I've told you guys this before, but with my neighbor's dog, which is a pit bull, kept getting out and it had already attacked somebody in my neighborhood. And like, I'm personally not scared of it, you know, pit bulls or anything, but it attacked somebody for no reason. The guy was literally just walking his dog. It was an older gentleman that lives on my block that was walking his little Pomeranian, who's really annoying, barks like crazy. But, you know, he was walking the dog and the pit bull got out and attacked him. and the dog had to get stitches and everything. Thank God the dog was okay. But, so my neighbors are terrified. We have a bus stop right here where the little kids go. So it's like, it was scary. This dog gets out and he would just come charging at you, like growling and barking. It's an aggressive dog, and it would literally come for you. Like, it's not like it just got out and it was wandering around. This thing would fucking charge at you. So one day it got out, and guess what? This was the last time it got out. One day it got out, right? And all of us on my block had just gotten Ring cameras. Every single person on my block had gotten Ring cameras. So I went to all my neighbors and I asked them if I could have their footage from their Ring cameras. So everybody gave me their footage of the dogs coming after them and everybody running into their houses because we were outside. And you could see everybody's like terrorized by these dogs running around. And this time too, the dog decided to bring his 2 Rottweiler friends with him. So it was extra scary. So I edited the footage together of everybody's videos and I posted it on Facebook just thinking like, this is bullshit. Maybe get advice from some of my friends. And the next thing I knew, I go to like my video and there's like fucking like 50,000 views on it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden I have all these anti-pitbull groups, contacting me, and it just like blew up. It got like way bigger than I ever imagined that it would. It just fucking took on a life of its own. And then one day I'm at the mall and my neighbor texts me. She's like, do you know that the fucking news is at your house? And I'm like, no. Like, what? Yeah, sure enough, the news was at my house. Like, that's how far it had gotten, and I didn't even know. I didn't contact the news. But I'll tell you what, that dog hasn't gotten out since. So we had asked him, this was like an ongoing thing for like years. Like, we had kept asking them, like, we even offered to pay for a door for them to help them because like they used to have no glass door on their. I know a lot of people out of state don't have that, but like most people here have like they call it a storm door. So you have like your regular door that has like the deadbolt on it, and then you have like a glass door or a screen door in front of that. So like that's an extra layer of protection, especially if you have a dog. Because they would say that the dog would come out the front door. Well, most people's storm doors close on their own. So like that, it can't be left open. You know what I'm saying? So like they would say that the dog came out while they were like carrying bags in the house or something, getting, oh my God, the cardinal just landed the first time and then he flew away. Fuck. I've been waiting for a cardinal for so long. So yeah, so it just, but it works. You know what I'm saying? Like I learned from that situation. That's like, dude, something like that, you put it on social media and it just takes on a life of its own. So, to me, I feel like that's the best way to handle a situation like that if you're not getting the answers that you want from the police department. I would call them all fucking out because the last thing these people want is bad press. That's the last thing that they want, to make it look like they're fucking lazy and not doing anything. So anyway, 60 minutes, there you go. I have 2 pitties, but never fully trust them not on a leash. Well, like that's the thing, CK. I had a Doberman. I have an aggressive dog. I took measures to keep my dog contained. Snoop never got out of my yard. Not once. Not once did he get out of my fucking yard. Since we've lived here, when he was a puppy, he got away from me once when I was walking him. And then one other time he got out of my mom's house because my asshole brother fucking let him out. But other than that, he never got out of my house. Why? Because I know I have a dog, a breed that people are scared of and think are aggressive. So I have my whole yard's fenced in. I have a lock on my gate. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's on my porch, we have a gate on the porch. So like he cannot get out. Plus he's trained. He's trained to stop at the door. Like when I used to let him out, he would stop at the door and then look up at me for the command to go outside. So like he knows that he's not allowed to walk through doorways without the command to tell him to go through the doorway. So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of things, but like I always look at those people whose like dogs get out all the time around here because like everybody here has fences. I know it's not like that everywhere, but like everybody here pretty much has a fenced-in yard, and especially if you have a dog. And I'm like, how the fuck is your dog getting out all the time? Like, I just don't understand. Like, I managed to keep my dog in for almost 12 years. He never got out of my yard. So why is your dog getting out all the time? Like, I don't know. Any dog. I mean, I understand it happens, you know, like my brother, fucking stupid asshole, let the dog out of the house one time because he was pissed at me. Chick, we're not going to send him, but we're definitely going to do the training that we did with Snoop. Same training. Snoop went through an intense training course that we had to go to. We went to the course. It was, you know, this guy that trained police dogs. So it's an intense course, dude. Like, I left crying a couple of times. I'll just put it that way. So, but guess what? My dog was very well trained. He was a pain in the ass, but he was very well trained. Pain in the ass. I always forgot to like that. Evan doesn't give a shit though. Yeah, Glary, you know how I roll. Okay, Peanut. Do you want me to show it on here, or I don't want to do that, you know? It's up to you. The schools are supposed to be protecting and taking action for various different reasons on bullying. That's all right, Hummingbird. Girl, I don't even know how you could focus on a chat and a 3-year-old at the same time. Like, Jesse was a fucking pain in the ass when he was 3 years old. Total pain in the ass. Oh, get out of here, Manny. That's awesome. Full partner. Dude, let me tell you something. She's amazing. Like, fucking amazing. She really was. Very, very poised, intelligent. You know, she didn't come off as like condescending. God damn, if I ever have problems, I'd love her to represent me. But she probably cost a lot of money. I just don't understand. I was watching this guy. Shit. I'm trying to think of his name. Hold on. Fuck. CF something lawyer, criminal lawyer. Fuck. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he has a channel here and he's very good. You know, he gives good commentary here. And he basically was explaining last night. I think it was him that I was watching. I know I watched one of his videos last night, but I probably watched a couple. So I think it was him. He was basically explaining how the appeal works. Yeah, it was him. Somebody has to put up a bond, right, for her to do the appeal, so that's the 8 whatever million that she owes Johnny back, right? And plus legal fees in order to do the appeal. So what's her name is saying that she's too broke to pay Johnny, but the appeal's basically gonna like cost her more money. Makes no sense. My ex leave truth by Dobie. That's what the person that I'm getting him from actually does that kind of training. The bite training. He's like, I fully suggest it. I'm like, I know, you guys, I can't wait. I might make like his own channel or TikTok or something. Little Dobie puppy TikTok. Two of my daughter threatened to take a weapon to school and kill her online, and they did nothing. But when I took it above them, shit was done. Exactly. It's a negotiating tactic regarding the appeal. She doesn't have it. Her net worth is $6 million. Oh, get out of here. See, I didn't know that. Guess what? She's going to be breaking horses again soon because what she just did, what she did to this man was fucking atrocious. And her attorney, Elaine Brennenhoff, or whatever the fuck her name is, she reminds me so much of Jennifer Wilmont, who was Jodi Arias' lawyer, who still to this fucking day believes her. Because I just watched a documentary that was made within like the last year or so about this. And I'm like, this bitch still believes Jodi Arias killed this man. She drove like... People don't realize that the whole kicker of the Jodi Arias case is that she drove 500 fucking miles out of her way to go to her abuser and kill him. Who does that? You don't move away from your abuser and then when you're at a safe distance away from him, go back to him. That doesn't make any fucking sense. So right there, it kills her whole story. No pun intended. I'm just saying. But for her, yeah, negative 6 million, right, Clara? We're all richer than her. But for her, you know what I'm saying? Like, to believe that, it's just insane. For her attorney to believe when there's, forget the evidence. She's saying that evidence was suppressed and wasn't allowed into the courtroom. But like, we've heard here a lot of the evidence that wasn't allowed into the courtroom. And like, it would have been even fucking worse for her if certain evidence was allowed in. Like, for instance, the recording of, the night when his finger got severed by the bottle that she threw at him, and all the reactions of the people in that room that night that are like, know that she fucking did this to him. That would have been more damaging to her than anything. So how people believe this shit, it's fucking mind blowing. Yeah, her Twitter statement. You want to know what the biggest joke was about it, Crazy Gemini? She ends it off with, it's all about her freedom of speech being like infringed, but she turns the comments off after that. So you're upset about your freedom of speech being taken away from you, but then you take everybody else's freedom of speech away from them. Like, that's such a typical narcissistic move right there. Right there. To cry about their freedom of speech being taken away and then to do the same to everybody else while crying about it. Like, that is such a fucking typical narcissistic move right there to do to people. Tiffany and Molly make more money than Wample turned. You took everybody's freedom of speech away. Because why? Because you're fucking lying, and that the public is not on board with anything that you're fucking trying to say. So you take everybody's fucking freedom of speech away to comment on your post. It's absurd. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Hey, Pugs, morning. I can't even wrap my fucking head around that. Like, I was like, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? You're crying about your freedom of speech being taken away, and then you go and take everybody else's freedom of speech away. These people, like, that's how fucking entitled narcissists are, And we see that here every day on YouTube. All these fucking narcissistic assholes who think they have a right to say what they want to say, but nobody else does. Laura. No loser will ever take away my freedom of speech. Yeah, exactly. I think that chick assisted Camille. Nothing was ever said about her. Who's that? Fucking crazy. Such a fucking crazy story. But I do think that, was he, did he have his moments in the relationship? Yes, absolutely. But I think there was enough evidence to show that she's the shit starter. She's the abuser. And she wrote that fucking article with the full intention of hurting his reputation. I mean, it's more than obvious. How is her net worth $6 million? Well, okay, when her divorce, no, she didn't get 60 million in the divorce, chick. She got 7 million in the divorce. And that she claimed that she pledged it. She claimed on a TV show, I saw the interview, that she donated the whole amount, to charities, and then it ended up she didn't. So that was another thing that didn't make her look too good. She lied. And then her excuse was that she was being taken to court, so she couldn't, donate it. There was also a video that I saw the other day, and I don't know how true this was, but that she was like paying some like ridiculous fucking amount. Dr. Pony 007. She was paying this ridiculous amount of money for like a mansion that she was renting during the trial, yet she claims to be broke. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. So there was this person in that girl's chat the other day. Yo, it's so weird because there was a Tilly May, right? You guys, if you've been around, if you've been in this community for a long time, you know that there was a Tilly May here. way back in the day. So that was weird because there was somebody named Tilly May, but there was this other account that was fucking really funny. It was called unknown. Wait, what was the name? Unknown something Pony, like Pony. I thought it was really funny, and I was like, I don't know if that's like a troll because they were talking shit about Laura in the chat, but it was a pretty funny troll name. Tawanda got on Carla's with me this morning. Hold on, and she donated straight to the fund, not through YouTube, and showed her receipt, and it was a check. I listen, if Tawanda ever said that she, donated, I would fully just believe her because we all know that Tawanda's, very generous with her money. I've only seen Tawanda be generous with her money. I wouldn't even question if she said she donated to something because we've all seen her be extremely generous to many people here with her money. She always has been. I wouldn't even question it, She's been always a very generous person. Laura's bragging about her $1,200 that she made in Super Chat, which tells me last month, which tells me that she doesn't typically, typically doesn't make that amount. But B, I don't even think I got paid last month for YouTube. I don't even think I got a YouTube check last month. Anyway, because I'm not on here enough to fucking get YouTube checks. Whatever. It is what it is. But she was like bragging about it. And we all know why she got that much money last month. Because you got to remember, when you get paid, it's always for the month prior, right? From YouTube. So we know what happened in that month. It was I think it was a lot of sympathy super chats in there. But she's trying to make it like it's, she put out such good content that she got, paid $1,200 in super chats, which really isn't shit. But because I mean, I don't know. But we all know why she got all their super chats. We all know why. It's pretty clear. Yeah, so I tried. All right, so that Mandy C girl, I don't want to start shit with her, but I just know to stay away from her. I'll put it like that. She showed up in I guess because I watched a clip of her, she shows up in my feed the other day, and it's like her community post about telling people to go report Natasha Cooper's page, and she has this whole thing. I didn't even, to be quite honest with you, I didn't read it. So I just I don't know. I just asked, can I just ask you, and I even said, I'm not trying to be facetious, and I really wasn't. But why are you asking people to report this woman's channel? I know she's been accused of scamming and all these other things, but why? I don't know. I guess because I'm not really big into the cancel culture thing. I think if somebody's here and they're, a total absolute danger to themselves or somebody else here, then maybe. But it would have to be under pretty extreme circumstances that I would want somebody's channel taken down completely. There's people here that and I explained this in my comment, there's people here that I don't care for. And for the most part, I don't watch them. But I do watch some people simply to laugh at them. I'm honest about it, at least. Laura, I watch her, sometimes maybe get out of boredom, and also just because it just gives me something to laugh at, because I'm just holy shit, this person's just so stupid. I just unbelievable, So she comes back at me. I think I was very respectful the way that I, worded it, but I was just be, and then at the very end, I said to her, just be careful too, asking people to mass report, because that's also against terms of service. Whew, I got back the nastiest comment from this girl. And I was she's you and your ponies. And I'm wait a second. What do you mean me and my ponies? First of all, I'm not the stable master here. Okay. I think that's Kimmy C. I mean, that's Kimmy P. But I'm not the stable master. I don't control the ponies. I don't even know what the hell they're doing half the time. I'll go to their channels sometimes and I'm who are they even talking about? I don't even know who these people are. And I'm that's first of all, my ponies, I don't know, am I the pony herder around here? I'm friends with a lot of them. You know, I'm friends with all of them. I wouldn't even say a lot. I'm pretty much friends with all of them, but like, and I like all of them, but like, I don't control them. And like, I, and like, stop putting all of them into a group. Like, yeah, are they a group? Yeah, but like, they're all individual people, you know? And just because one of them does or says something, it doesn't mean that the rest of them agree with everything that the other people say. You know, I'm like, I hate that. I hate when people just generalize like that. But she's like, you know, you and your ponies, like, all you care about is drama, blah, 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 and talking about things that are 2 years old. And I'm thinking, like, oh, she's just repeating shit that she heard Laura say. I mean, that's quite obvious. But I'm like, dude, I don't control nobody around here. Like, you obviously don't know me, because the last thing I do is try to control people around here. Like, that's not my game. But I was just asking because I guess what I was trying to say is, like, just stop watching this woman, you know, and like, if you think she's scamming, don't give her money. But like, what, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess in a sense, she's trying to warn people the same way I'm trying to warn people about Laura. But like, you can only do so much. I don't want Laura's channel taken down. Like, you know what I'm saying? She has a right to be here. You know, I don't agree with the shit that she says, but I wouldn't sit here reporting her and trying to get her fucking channel taken down. Like, that's a little extreme. But I'm thinking, like, the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I'm the jockey. I'm like, I don't control any ponies, dude. Like, these people are grown women and men, and they're like, they're their own people. I don't control them, and I certainly don't own them. Like, she made it like I was like the head of the ponies or some shit, and I'm just like, no. Like, I don't even think I'm considered a pony. You know what I'm saying? I'm friends with them, but I'm not like I'm not in like that with them. You know, not that I wouldn't care either way, but like, I love all those people. Like, I've been friends with them for years, so yeah. But I don't know every single thing that they do, and I don't know all the drama that they're involved in. Like, I just simply can't follow it all. You know. And I was like, wow, you just totally like accused me. So, all right, Claire. So it's kind of a long story, but when I got into shit with like people from the drama community, because I started talking to Laura years ago, made a stupid decision to be friends with Laura again and Tiffany. The ponies would make these accounts, right? And it was like Mega Mobsters High Horse. You know, they had all these troll accounts about horses. And then it just kind of became like this running joke, you know? So then they called themselves the Stable Masters, like all these, like they would make all these horse accounts, right? And these videos. And I guess from that, they all just like kind of just, somebody said it. And then I guess it just kind of stuck. They called them the ponies. I don't remember who it was. There's a pony in here. Maybe they could help. Ash is in here. Ash can help. Yeah, the pony paranoia is real, Ash. Like, real. You know? But like, I'm like, it just like annoys me that I'm like, you can't like fucking blame an entire group of people. Like, that's so stupid. You know? So everybody, it's really funny though, because like everybody in the community, like outside of the community, is like, who are these ponies? Like it's like it's just like a gang now, you know? And it's kind of funny because it kind of took on a life of its own, you know? But now they're known as the ponies. But I don't even remember who like originally dubbed them that, but it's stuck. And then now that's like what people refer to that group of people, which is like Starlight, Mandolin, Kimmy P, Ash, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Like the ponies, the Browns, Andy Cruz. Spreads across multiple communities. We are YouTube. Yeah. The ponies, the tale of the ponies. Like, it's so fucking funny hearing this shit. It is astonishingly stupid. Because it's like, it's just a group of people from the drama community. That's really what it is. And they just dubbed them the ponies, and now it's stuck. But you hear people talking about them like they're this like fucking, you know, bunch of bandits or something. I don't know. A bunch of misfits. It's just really funny. But they go along with it because it's funny. It's just so stupid. It's ridiculous. This all started from the high horses and then just worked its way down to the fucking ponies somehow. Yeah, the Cooters. I remember the Cooters. I might be wrong. I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I believe that the Cooters were J for Justice's people. I 100% believe that they were J for Justice and her mods, the Cooters. I figured it out one day. I don't remember exactly how, but I somehow matched them up with who they were. And I'm like 99% sure that's who the Cooters were. They were all Ash's people. The Care Bears. Gang stalkers. Yeah, like you guys are like so stupid. So stupid. Like you're like this dangerous fucking group of wild horses that need to be broken by fucking Amber Heard's father. I don't know. So stupid. Cooters, yes, they were J for J people. Yeah, these are grown-ups. It's hard to believe. Like I was watching the clip on Hartley's channel this morning of Laura like fighting with these girls, and I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, dude, I just like I've never fucking seen somebody have so much trouble making and then maintaining friendships at 51 years old. Somebody just sitting there like talking all this like for real. Like, why do they talk about me? Like for real. Like, sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down, bitch. Talking like that. Like at 51. I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, well, when I'm 51, that's gonna make my husband 55 or 56 or whatever. Like he's gonna be retiring, and you know, this shit's probably gonna be like the last fucking thing on my mind. You know, like I'm gonna be like, where are we going? What adventure are we taking? Not sitting there fighting with these fucking random people on YouTube. Like I can't see myself doing that in 10 years. People are warned of us. It's nuts. So of course we are going to play into these people's insaneness. Exactly. Oh, and we don't punch up. We don't punch down. We don't punch down. I don't know where she heard that, but like I actually want to punch the person who said that. Like yesterday, she starts her live off by playing this fucking stupid motivational speaker. And again, I don't know how she doesn't get struck because she does no commentary throughout this whole thing. Like, you guys know that if I ever play somebody else's content on here, I'm stopping it like every 2 seconds so I don't get struck. You know, and it probably gets annoying, but, you know, there's a reason why I do it. I don't want to get a copyright strike on my channel, you know? So I'm like, she literally just lets this thing fucking play for like the whole length of the video. How she does not get struck, I don't know. I really don't know. But it's like amazing how she relates herself to this guy's thing. And to be quite honest with you, I don't even know what he says because it's just like blah, 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 haters, blah, 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 haters, blah, 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 haters. Like I've never seen somebody focus so much on their haters like that, you know, or even have that many haters. But I'm like, it's so like cringe, you know, that she plays this guy at the beginning of her lives and like somehow relates it to her situation. Cause like, if you do listen to some of what he's saying, it's like it's this like victim mentality, you know, like, dude, people didn't just wake up one day and decide to hate you for no fucking reason, Laura. Like nobody, she really believes that in her head though. Like all these people do, you know, Molly Golightly, Betty, they're all scratching their fucking brains. Like, why do these people dislike me? Like they cannot figure it out. And it's like, that's not how it works on here. People don't just wake up and decide to hate you for no fucking reason. You know, like there's always a reason for it. That's because she equates haters to anyone who disagrees with her. Exactly, Hartley. 100%. John Travolta is fucking disgusting. I'm sorry. Maybe back in the day he was like attractive, but he's always had a very like cartoonish looking caricature looking face to me. I don't know. I don't find him, and especially now with the hair plugs and the fact that he's a Scientologist, I'm good. He's not, I don't know. Ugh, whatever. But anyway, you know, it's like, I just, landscaping with the pool. Oh God, Miss No America was last night. She's like, you can see that pool glowing green from space. I almost died. But you guys, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was cute in Greece. I'll give him that. You know, like, I'm like, I don't know, dude. It's just crazy. I'm like, you can't just sit here and actually believe that people just decide to not like you because like they just didn't. Like, you have to take some fucking responsibility in like the fact that people don't like you. Well, she'll say that, oh, I'm the only one here that shows proof, and I'm the only one that backs up my words, and I'm the only one that takes responsibility and admits to things. And but like, you really don't, though, because when you play shit like that, you're basically telling everybody that you're not taking responsibility for anything. Because that whole speech that guy gives is like, it's like a victimology speech. It's like, here's how to be a victim. Blame your haters for all your fucking problems. You know, it's not you, it's your haters. And that's just not true. It's just not fucking true. I mean, everybody has haters on here. You know, it wouldn't be YouTube if everybody liked us. What fun is that? No. But like, her group just keeps growing, man. It just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. Her haters. And she makes it grow. She really didn't see. I forgot to get into this before. So she really didn't see. Laura does this all the time. I wish she would just fucking realize it already. She did it to me. She does it to everybody else, right? And when she did it to me, this is what she did. I went live one night. I didn't agree with her, okay? We weren't fighting with her. I wasn't even calling her out. I didn't even call her out. I just was talking about my stance on the whole situation with Diane and the St. Jude shit, right? Laura didn't like that I wasn't agreeing with her and I wasn't on the same page with her about that situation. So what she does is she picks a comment out of my chat, which is my friend Purple Rain, who she knows is like one of my closest people on here. And she blasts it on her screen and she says it's the stupidest comment that she's seen in the night. And she knows that that's going to piss me off, dude. There was a million other comments in my chat that night that she could have picked, but she picks the one person that I'm the closest with that she knows I care the most about. And she blasts that one on her screen and calls it the stupidest comment of the night. And then she acts like, what? And goes live while I'm live to do so. And then she's like, what? What? I didn't do anything to make a mobster. You know? And she sits there and she acts like she didn't do anything. But that was methodical, dude. Like, she knew exactly what she was doing when she did that. She knew it was going to fucking piss me off. She knew I was going to fucking say something and stand up for my friend. You know? So she did it on purpose. It's the same thing that she did to this girl, Granny's Watching, which does anybody know why she calls herself a granny? Because she don't look that old. I'm a little confused. That's beside the point. But she goes into this Granny Watching. I don't really know the full story, but it seems to me, from what I've heard, from what I have heard, that she kind of had this relationship with this Lycan character, this guy, and it went south, you know? And now they're kind of going back and forth at each other online. Okay. You know, so Laura, she knows exactly what the fuck she's doing when she does this shit. And she sits there and acts stupid. I didn't talk about you. All right. She goes under this guy's comment section and she leaves this like long, you know, comment about, oh, you know, stop responding to it. And like the way it's written, it's almost validating the things that the guy is saying about the girl. Granny's Watching, right? So like, that's how I took it when she was reading it. So she reads it on her live and then she's like, what? That's all I said. And I'm like, dude, I would fucking be pissed too if I was that girl. Like, you just went over to my biggest haters fucking channel and validated them. Well, that's what she did to me too. She did the same fucking thing to me when her and I fell out. Or lying. Oh yeah, right. That's right, Hummingbird. I forgot about that. She came in my chat and blocked somebody in my chat. And then didn't even say hi, didn't even come in my chat to talk. She came in because somebody said something about her and she blocked that person and then she goes live. I forgot about that. Hold on. I'm just taking my vitamin D. Hold on. Okay. So I'm like, dude, she did the same thing to me. You know, she kept sitting there after she knows I was doxxed by fucking Corey and then Tiffany, you know, sitting there denying it. And she's like pumping them up about how great they are that they exposed Diane. And I'm like, okay, dude, like, I get it. But like, I'm supposed to be your best friend, right? On here. That's kind of hurtful to me, Laura. Like, you do realize that Tiffany fucking not Tiffany, Corey doxed my fucking son on her channel, right? Like, and you're sitting here like pumping her ass up. Like, I would never do that to you. If I knew somebody did that to Laura, I don't care what they did. I would never sit here pumping them up and kissing their fucking asses. You know, because well, now I don't. Now I would, but back then, you know, I wouldn't fucking have done that if she was my friend. I wouldn't sit there being like, "Yeah, go." You know, I'll just ignore the fact that you doxed my quote unquote best friend. You know, but you're awesome because you're doing what I want now. You're helping me. You know, like that's a dick move right there, and she knew it was a dick move. And then she goes into fucking Molly Golightly's chat, who, like, do I need to sit here and list all the fucked up shit that asshole's done to me? You know, doxed my family in her Patreon, fucking had me swatted, all this shit. And Laura's like, then I get this manipulative bullshit text from Laura. Oh, I know they're assholes. If you love me, you know, it's one of those fucking texts that she writes to everybody. So funny when they read that text the other night, I was like, that's the same shit she wrote to Pink. Remember when her and Pink got in the fight, and that's pretty much what kicked off Laura's problems in the drama community, was because she told Pink, if you love me, you'll come on panel with Molly Golightly. She totally caught her off guard, you know? That's the same way she started the text to Pink. And I just thought it was kind of ironic because she still hasn't fucking changed. Still with the manipulative, if you love me. If anybody ever fucking starts a sentence off like to you with that, just know that they're fucking trying to manipulate you. Okay? Because normal people don't do that. That's a total fucking manipulator statement right there. If you love me, I mean, I know like people's kids do it, but they do, you know, to manipulate. They do it because they're like, Mom, if you love me, you'll give me money to go to the movies, like, you know, or whatever. But like, do kids even go to the movies anymore? I don't know. But you know, it's like, dude, you had to fucking know. Naked hockey stick. What is that even? So stupid. Um, I know I know where it comes from. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't even make sense. Naked hockey stick. So you know what I'm saying? Like, she knows that that's gonna fucking piss that girl off if she sees it. Come on, Laura. You're gonna like sit there and be like, what? I didn't fucking say it. She reminds me of my brother sometimes, the way she talks. But like, you're gonna seriously sit there and act like you didn't think that what you wrote there would piss that girl off? Come on, Laura. Come on, dude. Really? You're not that fucking dumb. And she does those things on purpose, dude. She wants to piss people off, but she doesn't want to like make it look like she started the fight. So she does it in a way just like that. That's exactly how she does it. Where she could kind of sit back and be like, "Oh, what? Like really was like when do you even comment on that guy's page or watch him? You purposely went there that night to comment on it, knowing that that girl is having issues with that guy and is going to see it at some point in time. Somebody will either screenshot it and send to her or she'll see it herself. And you purposely fucking did that, knowing that she would see it and that it was going to hurt her. And then you sit back and you act like, oh, why? Why is she so upset? And it's like, holy shit, dude. If you love me, MM. You know, it's like, dude, you're such a fucking manipulator. Pink's still here. I see that. I see her around every so often. She's doing well. You know, it's just fucking mind blowing, dude. You know, and she knows that she's doing it to cause drama and to stay relevant. The same reason she accused Cam and Allie, you know. By the way, I got a comment. I don't know if people saw it, but I didn't see it because I was away for 4 days. I wasn't really concerned with YouTube for you know, most of that time. She commented on my video on my other channel, Allie. And she's like, yeah, I was twisting my nose ring. And she's like, I purposely went out of the frame because I didn't want people to think that they were, you know, I was picking my nose. And she's like, and like, I totally believe that because that's what it looked like. She was doing something like biting her nail or picking her, you know, maybe scratching her nose. And I would have done the same thing. You know, I probably would have just put my head out of there and then whatever. And she's like, you know, she thought like she's worried about people thinking that, you know, she's picking her nose. Meanwhile, who would have thought that somebody would have just started accusing her of snorting things? Like, so fucking stupid. And Laura stands by it. Yeah, Laura drew first. Yeah. I never drew first blood. You know, but it's like Laura stands by it. She still stands by it. Meanwhile, if anybody listened to that live, um, because see, I don't like to just like take things out of context like Laura does, and a lot of other people do. I like to see the full story. So I went and watched their that live. And well, I watched the beginning half of it and watched the whole entire thing, but I watched the beginning half of it. And right after that moment, well, right before that, he's actually talking about how he took a break for a couple of days because he's been feeling really depressed. And like there was people coming on my video saying, oh, his speech sounds slurred. And I mean, to me, it doesn't. To me, his speech, the way he's talking, he sounds down to me. That's what he sounds like. He sounds like he's depressed. You know, he sounds like he's down in that video, but he certainly doesn't sound like he's on anything. And like, even if he is, you know, I definitely don't think he was snoring anything, but like, if he's dealing with depression, then there's a chance maybe he's on, you know, medication for it, and that could be affecting him. But I don't even think that's what's going on. You know, I think he was just down. And, you know, when you are depressed, you could talk slower and, you know, slur your speech and just be off generally in any way, in many ways, you know, so it's just like, but she stands by saying that about these people. She stands by. She stands by it. She's not retracting it. She stands by it. And she knows how fucking dangerous that is. And she thought at the end, because I think Laura realized halfway through after she said it that, oh shit, you know, this could cause some problems for these people. I think she realized it halfway through. So that's why she started saying all that stupid shit about, oh, you know, it doesn't matter if the kids are in the house, you know, and they're using drugs. Don't talk about Summer Wells while you're snorting drugs. Doesn't matter if your own kids are in the house, though, you know, because she knew that she had fucked up by doing this. And so she was trying to cover her ass by saying that, you know, trying to convince everybody else that, like, hey, dude, totally cool if these two people are getting fucked up on drugs while their kids are home and awake, you know, but God forbid they discuss something on the internet and do drugs. Wouldn't want that happening. You know, like, if that's the case, I'm sorry. I guarantee you, half the people that are covering the Summer Wells case wouldn't be covering it, okay? If it was up to Laura's standards, because I see Tiffany fucking smoking weed all day, her little boyfriend, AB, smoking weed, they're all fucking high all day. Laura herself is fucking high all day on her Adderall. So, you know, that guy Betty Keys, doesn't he smoke weed? I mean, the fuck, dude. You know, and it really sucks because this guy came on here, this you know, Cam and Allie, he came on here, he shared his story about addiction, and now it's like you can't redeem yourself, you know, in life. And that's why I don't believe Laura's addiction story at all, and I never have, to be quite honest with you. Because I've heard two different stories about how she got clean, you know, so that's number one. But the one she tells on here is that, you know, she did it all by herself. And that's just not how addiction works, dude, to serious drugs like cocaine. First of all, I don't think she was ever rich enough to afford a cocaine habit because cocaine's very expensive from what I understand. You know, so that's number one. Number two, I just never have heard her discuss it in a fashion like I've heard other addicts talk about their addiction. You know, she makes it like it was like, oh, no big deal. I just kicked my cocaine habit, you know, and she uses it when it's convenient for her. I'm a recovering addict. But I'm like, dude, nothing about you sounds typical. First of all, there's like, if you've ever noticed, there's kind of like this unspoken code between addicts where like they wouldn't call each other out like that the way she did. You know, if they thought somebody was struggling, like somebody left this comment under my video and they were like, well, if Cam and Allie are, you know, are really using, then, you know, maybe they need help and maybe it took a jerk like Laura to call them out to get them help. Dude, that's not how you call somebody out if you think that they're using and they need help. And I feel like if you were an addict and you really felt that, you would have more empathy towards the situation. And if you were concerned about them using drugs, you wouldn't call them out like that and embarrass them, because you would understand the shame that comes along with addiction. So you would go about it in a way different way. Maybe message them privately or express your concern. That's not how you call out somebody if you're concerned about them. It's just not. So bullshit with that. But we know Laura's not concerned about anything but herself and making money. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? There's this kind of unspoken code, and I feel like she violates it all the time. She kind of talks down on people that are addicted, and that's one thing that I know about addicts, is that they understand other addicts, and they would never shame other addicts. I've heard other people who I know have admitted to, past addictions on here, talk to people who they believe to be currently using right now. And it's always expressed in concern. They're never shaming the person for being high. They're expressing their concern. Like, I hope you got help. I hate seeing you like this. They're not just calling the person out and blowing their spot up like that in a vindictive, hateful, mean way, because they understand what the person's going through. They have empathy, which we know she lacks, but I'm just saying. All the privacy and help. They might get called out publicly, or might be done trying. Right. But you don't just call out people that you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? That you don't even know. You don't even have proof that they were doing anything. Like, you just don't do that to somebody else. But back to her story and me just not believing it. Like, every single person here that I know that had an addiction to something, right? They tell stories about things in their life, times in their life when they were an addict. And, they talk about it. And I just never heard that from her. I've never heard her tell any stories. Now watch, she'll start coming out with stories now. But I've never heard her really tell any stories about her time or how she got clean or just anything like that. She just always just says, oh, I was an addict. That's it. But I never heard any of her struggles while being addicted, which is very odd to me, because, most people that have addictions have stories like that. They have struggled in their lives. And it just seems like she's never struggled. Like, even just quitting, whatever she was addicted to was no struggle to her at all. I've never even heard her say it was hard or anything like that. It's like, I don't know. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think she thinks she was addicted, but I don't think she actually was. I don't think she really understands addiction. I mean, I don't know. Just because you use something doesn't mean you're addicted to it. Maybe she did it a couple of times. Maybe she even did it for a little bit. But do I think she was in like a serious, hardcore addiction? No, I don't. I just don't believe it. Just everything about her story doesn't add up. Doesn't sound like it. Like, shit, even Molly Golightly has told stories about her Xanax addiction. I've heard stories come out of her about it. Laura, no, not so much. Not so much. Only story of her is how she went from coke to taking her boyfriend's kids' Adderall. Yeah, that's all I've heard too. That's really all I've ever heard. 34-year-old stripper scores by night. Wolf of Wall Street. Trader by day. I mean, like, I don't know why you would make up that you were addicted to that shit. Like, I don't know why, but like, I feel like, she probably has done it, in her life. But like, was she in like the throes of a full-blown addiction, desperate? Like, I don't know, because I don't see her ever talking about like the despair of addiction. Like, she just doesn't seem to really fully understand addictions, because when you hear her talk about other people, it just doesn't seem like she even has any fucking understanding of it. We heard about her standing over her dad with a knife. What? I don't remember that for some reason. Can you elaborate? What the fuck? I heard about some other story where her dad, something with the dog or something, saved her life. I don't know. I don't remember anything with a knife, but Fucking weird. That's fucking weird. Yeah, she has no empathy. We know that. Hey, Judith. Um, the real addiction is scamming for money. Now, do I think she has an addictive personality? Absolutely. I mean, you can tell. You know, she's addicted to drama. She's addicted to money. She's addicted to lying. Like, I mean, I get, dude, don't deny that you're not in the drama, dude. Like, just, I don't know why she even does that. Like, I'm not in drama. I think it has something to do with like her Patreons and her supporters that are like, Laura, just stop with the drama. Just do a true crime. So like she's trying to convince them that she's not in the drama, but like, dude, that's all you're in. That's all you do. Like, just admit it. Just own it. You know, it's like somebody said the other day, they're like, well, the real Summer, because I wrote my community post about, you know, this fucking Summer Wells. I didn't even use that word, but I just said that community is disgusting. I'm not talking about the real, you know, people who actually care about this little girl and like have gone out and searched. Like, that's not the community I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that are just simply using this little girl's name for attention, money, whatever it is. Because sometimes, you know, believe it or not, there's people here that are just here for attention. They don't even fucking care about the money. You know, that's why like Tiffany's always, you know, she was always bragging. And I'm like, dude, that's because you don't care about the money. You're here for the attention, dude. That's what you care about. You know, you're getting paid in attention. Addicted to controlling her kids' food. Yeah, that too. She got busted out with that shit again, too. Addicted to cheesecakes. She said she found herself standing over him with a knife. She got mad because someone retold it that she threatened to kill her dad, and she got mad and made sure to correct them. So, all right, I don't even understand that. She was allegedly in a cocaine stupor and found herself standing over him with a knife while he slept. I've never heard of a cocaine stupor. Like, but okay. I don't know about that. I don't think cocaine does that to you, dude. I don't think it's that type of drug. I don't know. I've never done it. So like, I guess I can't speak on the effects. Cause like, I don't know, but okay, Laura, she says so, dude. She couldn't monetize until she got the strikes off. As soon as they went, she monetized. That's true. I heard a clip of MGL saying that. I believe it was on your channel, Hartley. And you know what? I actually believe her. She doesn't act like a typical addict in recovery because she's still using Adderall, the coke in a pill. Yep. Like methadone is to heroin. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, pretty much, right? Anyone making 30 to 100K on a missing child? Nope, I don't agree. Yeah, no, me neither. Hey, listen, if there was new updates in the case, then great, you know? But there hasn't been an update in this case in months. All there's been is in a year. All there's been is speculation. That's all there's been, you know? And then drama about all this other shit, you know, that has nothing to even do with her. It's I don't know. I guess it's like you could disguise it like any way you want, but you're basically just you like Tiffany, somebody like Tiffany, you just basically left one drama community and entered another drama community. That's all you did. You know, you're not in true crime, dude. Nobody who's respected in true crime respects these people. That's why you don't see Gray Hughes in Tiffany's chat. That's why you don't see fucking Duty Ron in Tiffany's chat. That's why you don't see Stephanie Harlow or fucking, you know, Kendall Ray or any of these people who actually have respectable channels in their chats. Because they're not even fucking considered true crime to those people who are actually true crime people. They're joke. They're speculation channels. They're gossipy fucking sensationalism channels. That's all they give a shit about. That's not true crime. Yeah. No, knowing at Summer, her bones for money. I'm not going to read her whole name. How about her saying she thinks she was a murderer, serial killer? Wait, not killer. Sorry, I read that wrong. In past life, I mean, she likes to overshare, then gets pissed when people bring up stories she told. I know. And like, dude, the funniest thing was her trying to act like she changed so much since 2 years ago. And I'm like, I think you might have learned, and maybe the tiniest bit to not overshare so much. But no, she did. Cause like the other day, dude, she just fucking runs her mouth. She didn't learn anything. What am I saying? She hasn't learned. The other day, she's talking about recording, and she brings up her ex, who we all know passed, right? And she's like, "Yeah, I mean, I recorded him the day he passed." She didn't say it in those words. It's just like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable in the saying it in the way she did. But she's like, "Yeah, I recorded him." She's like, "I don't know why. I don't know why. I just did. Something in me just told me hit the record button that day." And I'm like, dude, that man has not tried to fight you for custody in years, you know? And then you fucking wonder why people don't trust you. Why were you recording this guy at that point in time? You know, not like she knew what was going to happen that day, but like, why were you even fucking recording him at that point? Like it's almost like a habit. She doesn't know. She doesn't even know why. She said, that's what she said. She's like, I don't even know why. I just hit record that day. And I guess like people didn't catch that. I did. But I'm like, dude, like, why were you fucking recording him? Like, you know, like, and then you're going to sit there and criticize somebody else for recording another person, a stranger that they fucking met on YouTube. Why are you recording the people that are in your life, dude? Your kid's father. Why are you still recording this guy? You know, because she's always like, it's over. It's all over. I don't have to hold on to this stuff anymore. The recordings and all this. Dude, he hasn't tried to fight you in years, dude. Why are you're living in the past? Like, that shit's over and has been for probably 10 years now. Move on with your life. The fuck are you still recording this guy for? I think she's going to burn her bridges in the... Yeah, I think that already happened, Hartley. I think that's why she's making her way back here. Big 64 hours of drama about Mallory just proves that, of course, she still puts her name in the title and ads raking in them super chats. Yep. I mean, like, dude, she dealt with the whole thing that Mallory said and then dragged it out for fucking like 5 days after that. Like, all right, girl. In New York, they call Adderall hillbilly heroin. I've never heard that, but that's funny. I've never heard that expression. Wow. Yeah, they could keep her over there. I agree with that. Hartley, actually, she's trying to worm her way back to... Who, Pugs? Are we talking about Tiffany or Laura? I'm confused. All I'm saying is, like, dude, I was friends with both of these people. And I think pretty close friends with both of them. And, like, I'm not just talking out of my ass, dude. Like, I've watched how these people operate behind the scenes. And I know how they are. Okay? And I know why they do certain things that they do. And, I mean, people don't have to believe me. But I think I've been pretty fucking credible here through the years. Like, I don't think I've ever misled anybody here, you know? I think my track record's, like, pretty good about people that I've tried to, you know, stay away from or avoid or warn people about. I think my track record's been pretty good here. So, like, I'm not just talking out of my ass. But hey. Rapper data. They are like the sun or the Inquirer. Exactly. Life Rewinded. Exactly. It's like going to the Sun or the Inquirer. Like, it's just all sensationalism. There's no... There's... They just don't bring any type of fucking value to the case. Like, I mean, discuss it all you want, but just stop calling yourself... Just stop acting like you're not in the fucking drama, because you are. Because all this shit is drama. You know, this whole Mallory thing, I understand it was insensitive and pretty gross what she said, but like, it didn't need to turn into what it turned into either. You know, if you're really truly here, there's so many people here that are in true crime that probably know about this shit, but just completely ignore it. And that's how they end up being successful. Like these fucking people who have like 15,000 subs, they really think they're like huge YouTube creators. It's like, dude, you guys got these subs because you're discussing this popular case here and it's great. But like, let's see when the Summer Wells case is over and then you move on to talking about other things. And let's see how you hold your audience after that. Because I don't think it's going to happen. There was a time I stopped watching you. Can you guess when? Let me think about that one, Mello. Let me think about that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was probably when I started either talking to Tiffany or Laura. Like they were saying last night, you know, I've taken many stances on things here, even when it's not the fucking popular thing to do, you know? Like for instance, you know, when everybody was going out for Diane's throat, I took my stance on it against all the people that were following, you know, me. And I knew it wasn't going to fucking make people happy. You know, I knew that people were going to be like, well, you know, it's time to pick sides. But that's the way I felt about it. And I'm not going to sit there and go along with the crowd. Like, that's just not going to happen. Just because it's a popular thing to do. I've never recorded a phone conversation in my life. I have recorded phone conversations. And the only time I have was when I was, you know, fighting with my brother and his wife over my mom's estate because I had to. I had no choice. I was already being lied to. And I knew that you know, my attorney told me to document everything and try to keep it, you know, in writing or just document everything. And so I kind of had to in that case. And I'm sure Laura had to at one time too when she was fighting her ex for custody and all that shit. But like, I just couldn't believe that she admitted to recording him on the day that he passed. And I'm like, what? And she like didn't even know why herself. That she's like, I don't know. I just hit the record button on him. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know about her, but like for me to have to record somebody, like I don't have a record button on my phone. I have to like have a setup here. Like I'd either have to use my laptop or another phone. Like when I used to record my brother, I had my mom's phone. So I used to record him on my mom's phone and I used to put him on speakerphone. But I'm like, I don't know. Speaking of my brother, so there's this fucking weird troll, these 3 trolls, right? And I know 2 of them at least are Capone. One of them might be somebody else, but they're like coming in my comments. They got blocked. I'm just like done with this bullshit with these stupid trolls. They just say the same shit over and over. If they get some new new comments, then maybe I'll let them like hang out, but they just keep saying the same shit. So this one troll comes out over and they're like, I think I posted it in my community post. They're like, I'm going to call your aunt and tell her how you condone yourself on YouTube. And I'm like, how I allow myself on YouTube? What? Do you mean conduct? They wrote condone, how you condone yourself. So basically what they're saying is, I'm going to tell your aunt how you allow yourself on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. First of all, do you think that scares me? Like, I don't talk to my aunt. I don't know which aunt you're talking about because I have several aunts, first of all. That's the first thing, right? Like, I have more than one aunt. So whichever aunt you're talking of, great. Contact her, you know? I'm pretty sure if you've been following me for the last 4 years, then you would be very aware that my aunt is not only very aware of how I condone myself on YouTube, but she's like threatened me with lawsuits, you know, in the past, you know, defamation lawsuits. But see, the problem with defamation and the problem why she never could win her lawsuit is because I'm telling the truth. You have to be lying for it to be defamation. So I like, it's funny when Laura says it or Molly Golightly, because it's like, people are just telling the truth, or even Bullhorn Betty. They're telling the truth about you, dude. You have to be lying for it to be defamation, number one. Number two, you have to prove that it's done maliciously. Number three, you have to have some type of loss to show to sue somebody for defamation. That they've somehow affected your life, you know, and your income in some way. And you've lost something because of their words, right? So, like, those three things, my aunt would never be able to prove. A, I don't even use her name. B, I've backed up every fucking thing I've said about her. And if I haven't, I made it very clear that it was my opinion or I'm speculating, you know. And number three, I'm not lying. Well, that's kind of like number two, but you know what I'm saying? So they've never they've threatened me because they think I'm stupid and like I don't know, you know, what I'm doing here. But like if you want to call her and tell her what she already knows, I mean, sure, why not? Go for it. I don't give a fuck. Like, you think I care that you're bothering this idiot? I don't give a fuck. If you bother her, go ahead. She'd probably be happy. She's a very if you're talking about the one aunt, well, she's very lonely, so it'll probably give her somebody to talk to. But like, you know what I'm saying? All right, you're gonna call me aunt. Then the other person, then they left another comment one day that they're like, "Oh, so horrible." Under the video wasn't even about anybody. It was the Amber Heard. I put like a fucking short video up about Amber Heard, you know, her post the day after the trial ended. And they're like, oh, it's like what you did to your brother and his beautiful wife. I'm like, what did I do to my brother? Did I shit on his bed? No. Did I did I sever his finger with a fucking vodka bottle? No. Did I write an article about him lying and trying to make it seem like he's a fucking abuser? No. How is this like how is like my situation like that? I spoke about him, but the difference again is that I wasn't lying about him. I told the truth. So I don't see how it's like that, but okay. Like I don't know, these fucking weirdos think that they're gonna like hurt me with my family all the time. And it's just like, dude, you really have nothing else that you can fucking go against, like say about me. So you like think that, I don't know, you contacting people that I haven't spoken to in 5 years is gonna hurt me. Go for it. If that's what you gotta do. Do you think I give a shit if you bother those people? Like, because I don't. It doesn't affect me if you bother them. They're not gonna call me. They're not gonna ever call me. They're never gonna contact me. Every time I've been threatened, it's been by proxy through somebody else. So, I mean, okay. But all right, go ahead. Who's agnostic? She's a liar and her pants are on fire. Speaking the truth doesn't cost a thing. But I'm like, it's so weird. Then the one person said they're going to contact the school administration. I'm like, and what? Tell them that I'm exercising my freedom of speech? Tell them that I think it's disgusting that this people on the internet are exploiting a missing child? What are you going to tell them? You're going to are you going to lie again about me? Because I promise you it's not going to go over well this time. So it's not, is it really worth it over why? Because I have an opinion about something on the internet. You're like, I just, I don't know, man. I don't understand the rationale there. I would never go into somebody's comment section and threaten anything to contact their family or anything against them just because they didn't agree with me about something on the internet. Like that, like, you have to be a pretty sick fuck to think that that's normal behavior, because it's just not. It's not that deep, dude. It's not that deep. You're not gonna fucking scare me off, you know, the internet by fucking these weird ass threats because you're sad that I don't agree that, you know, or like the same people as you. Like, just that's so childish. Grow the fuck up, weirdo. It's just fucking weird. It's fucking weird. I just don't, I've never even thought that, you know? I mean, but it's pretty obvious. And I kind of did it on purpose to smoke them out of their hole, because the first troll that showed up was this old ass troll. And they were both created at the same time in April of last year. Now, I've let this one person comment on my channel for a long time and I didn't block them. But I finally blocked them on both of my channels the other day because they tried doxing somebody in my comments. And I'm like, well, that's not okay. You know, I don't care if you come here and call me an asshole, whatever, but don't hurt other people in my comments. Do not use my comments to dox or fuck with other people. You could come here and talk all the shit about me that you want, but please don't do so to other people, you know? So once I block them, these two old ass trolls come up. One of them is a picture of my house, right? And the other one is Starlight. It's basically an account that's semi-doxing Starlight, an old ass account, and it's pretty obvious where it came from because the name of the account is the name that Lori used to repeatedly call Starlight on her channel. So those of us who have been around for a while know what that name is because she did it repeatedly. So it's pretty obvious where the trolls are coming from. And that's the same trolls that are threatening to contact people and shit. So, hey, Shauna. Shauna, how are you feeling? I've been thinking about you in the last couple of days, and I don't know if you're, you know, up to date on all the drama, but how are you feeling about the words and the things that were said in regards to Mallory and her, you know, gender? Because I think it's pretty gross and unnecessary. And then the worst part is that Tiffany actually blamed Mallory. How the fuck do you do that? How do you say something terrible like that about somebody and then blame them for you saying it? Because that's essentially what she did. She's like, well, Mallory's the one who brought gender into it. I mean, first of all, I don't think that's true. But if it is, how is that? How is she responsible for the words that you said that are offensive, not just to her, but to a whole entire community of people? I don't understand that. Make it make sense. Oh, some of it's come your way. That's nice. That's nice. See, that's what I don't get. I don't get because that's not her. I'm definitely gonna check your video out though, Shauna, because your videos always are pretty much on point. Well, they are on point. Hey, Ben. But I'm like, you're not thinking like you might not have. Well, she claims she does, but she doesn't know. There's no way of knowing. I don't know who's in here besides Shauna because you know, for obvious reasons, we've discussed this. Shauna's been very open about her, you know, her situation. But there, I don't know if, you know, Mellow One has a son or daughter who's transgender, or an aunt or uncle, or her mom or dad, or maybe even her herself. You know, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, you know, I don't know if that, like, that's why you can't go around saying things like that because you don't know. You don't know who's in your audience and how that is going to make them feel. So, but I don't understand why people can't talk about Mallory's actions and not her private parts. Well, that's what I don't understand. If you want to talk about her on here and all the shit she's done, cool. But, you know, to go after her like that is just gross. Because you know what? It's weird. Am I back? All right, now it froze. I got a phone call and it just froze. I saw like you know how like the gray ring around the picture like moves. It was like fully like out. Like I was talking. It was just stuck. So sorry. I don't know. It froze up when I got a phone call. Um. Oh, all right. So I was saying, but you guys can hear me. Like the Jodi Arias case when there was the best friend of the victim, Travis Alexander, the guy's wife. She always had this weird, like, Joker Cheshire cat grin on her face while she was talking about the horrific crime that occurred, to her best friend. And it was weird to me, but it was just because, like, that's, some people, that's just how they deal with things. Like, uncomfortable situations, they might use humor, they might laugh, they might giggle, like that's very common, and if that's how she deals with her situation, then you know that's great. I don't agree, you don't have to agree with every single thing that she says, but like I talked about this the other day in a comment somewhere, right? That's what splitting is. And that's when I was listening to the little fucking couple of minutes I listened to Tiffany, I was like, her borderline personality is showing like hardcore right now, because normal people could still look at, like, take somebody like Mallory. I don't know her overall to say things that are really disgusting. Has she maybe said, some minor offensive things in the past? Yeah. But overall, I just don't know her as a person who's like typically known for saying horrible shit like that. So do I like what she said? No. But I could separate that from her and be like, okay, she fucked up. But overall, do I think she's a good person? Yeah. I don't think she's a bad person. Um, she says some fucked up shit sometimes, but I don't ever think it's really, really offensive or vile. You know what I'm saying? Like some other people around here who just said some really horrible shit more than once and they just continually do it. Like Laura, who just like constantly says horrible shit to people. Like, throat fucking cutting shit about people. And it's like, so Tiffany's sitting up there and she's like, she's the most disgusting human on the planet. And I'm like, what if people treated you like that when you said things that were horrible, like the thing you said to Randy about, her mother? Or, I mean, yeah, it did piss a lot of people off, but like it also, people that like you forgave you, they forgave you. They were like, okay, I don't like what you said, but I was one of those people. I didn't like what she said too. I mean, if you go back to the stream, well, I don't know if it's still on my channel because I think that stream actually got struck. But I could watch it. I don't think anybody else can. But if you go back to the stream, as soon as she said that, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because like we're not talking about anybody's mom who's no longer with us. Like we're just not doing that, on my channel. That ain't happening. Because who do you think they're gonna come after here? Well, not only because it's fucking wrong, but who do you think they're gonna come after when you say something like that? It's like, you know what I'm saying? But like, all right, I didn't like what you said, but I was still able to maintain a friendship with you now. Since then, you've said even more disgusting shit because it's like you're habitual at it. But it's like she can't, like something happens that she doesn't like, and she just immediately blacklists people and puts them into this like you're fucking just absolutely horrible human being. You don't even deserve to breathe category. And like that's exactly what she was saying on her stream that day when I turned it on. And I was just like, dude, like that is fucking classic splitting right there. Where she was cool with Mallory up until Laura brought that shit up on the panel. And then that was it. Now she's the most vile human being. Forget all the other things she's done in her life that were, positive. She's the most vile human being because of this one comment that she made. I mean, that's just extreme thinking to me there. You know, she's not known to regularly say shit like that. At least to me, I don't know. You know, maybe I'm wrong. But I think if she was, I would hear about it. We'd all hear about it more often. And that's like, you know, that's that's the kind of shit that just shows me that there's something really disordered in her thinking. You know, and now the dangerous part about that is that other people are buying into her disordered thinking. You know, her thinking is disordered because it's coming from what I believe is a personality disorder, right? So it's not going to be too rational all the time. And now she's got all these other people following that same line of irrational thinking, and it's fucking dangerous. But it happens. Summer isn't fired. She's not a cash cow. She's a little missing child, and her name belongs to her. It's been hijacked by numerous people, and it's sick. That's so true. Hey, Jeff. Jeff, I'm serious. You have to remind Mandolin to send me your link that we were talking about last night. Makes me laugh 99% of the time. So there's that. I mean, you know, people. All right, she made an off-color joke, but like, you're fucking condemning this woman and like trying to basically start a lynch mob like against her for this fucking one thing that she said that you didn't like, you know? And it's like, it's just crazy. It's fucking crazy to me. Meanwhile, she said some pretty horrible shit, which I won't even repeat, about people's daughters, other people's children. Like, and she regularly does it. I mean, look at the shit she was saying because she's so hurt that she's like, what? Her and Laura have that same thinking where it's like, what could I say that's just gonna fucking gut this person? You know, like what's the worst fucking thing I can say to them to hurt them, to make them feel like I feel? You know, and we all do that in our lives at times. You say things in reaction to things, and I've done it, you know, on here, and I've said things, and Laura has to keep bringing up that one fucking thing that I said that was pretty terrible to somebody. But like I really try to not let people get me to that point, you know, because I don't want to hurt people like that. That's not who I am, you know? And I don't even think what I said it was bad, but I don't think it was even close as bad as some of the fucking shit I've heard come out of other people here. And at the end of the day, they're just fucking words, dude. Like sticks and stones, you know? But anyway, I think like that was a prime example of her showing her fucking disordered thinking and her splitting, her borderline personality disorder. Breen, I don't know if she really has that, but I'm just saying a lot of her actions line up with that. Because like that's not just, she didn't just do that with Mallory. She did the same thing with, you know, a person here that like think that she was so close with, right? That she put up and idealized and put on this pedestal and was like, oh, she's such a great person. She's an amazing person. You know, she's doing lives about her and trying to raise awareness about, you know, all these issues that the woman's having. And then the lady has one minor infraction of going up on somebody's panel that she didn't like and just trying to be peaceful with them, you know, because of the situation that she was in her life. And you fucking completely fucking villainized and demonized this woman for that. I mean, acted like she was this horrendous, horrible human being that was gonna harm you and you were afraid of her and you're freaking out about her. And I couldn't understand it. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, did something more happen? Because I'm a little confused. All right, Jeff, thanks for stopping in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just like went to such like a degree that it didn't need to go to. Like, I just couldn't understand it. And I knew that when I stopped talking to her, the same thing was going to happen to me, that she was going to be in everybody's ears behind the scenes. And she was exactly what I thought, you know, convincing people that I'm a fucking horrible human being and I'm a bad friend and I'm this and I'm that and all these things, you know, basically the exact opposite of what she thought of me prior. I knew there was no fucking walking away from this person. and it was going to be peaceful. I knew it. I just fucking knew it because I was like, you can't. You just can't. Think about it. Put yourself in my shoes, right? I watched her do this thing to her best friend at the time. That's this woman that she claimed was her best friend who was dying, okay? Sick, dying. I watched her completely villainize this woman and rip her whole entire life to shreds and act like she was this dangerous, crazy fucking person that she wasn't. What did I think was going to happen to me when I stopped talking to her? I mean, it was scary, to be quite honest with you, because I was like, oh boy, I'm watching, like, that's how I felt at the time. Like, I'm watching what's going to happen to me. Should I ever fall out with this person? I'm fucking sitting here watching it. Because if you could do this to somebody who really didn't do anything to you, nothing. I mean, she didn't even come on YouTube. She didn't talk about her on lives. And the way she fucking demonized and villainized this person to everybody that was friends with her, I mean, she was in every fucking person's ears. She's dangerous. She acted like she was terrified of this woman. Absolutely fucking terrified of her. I mean, she would keep me on the phone until 5 o'clock in the morning talking about it. Night after night after night. And I'm like, dude, like, this is not normal. You know what I'm saying? This isn't normal. This isn't a normal reaction to, oh, my friend went on a panel with people on the internet that I'm not getting along with. This is not a normal way to handle that. Like, you know, and like, mind you, that's all she did. She didn't do anything else after that. She didn't go on panels. She wasn't texting people. She wasn't trying to convince people. I think she was trying to convince people of her own innocence, but I don't think she was trying to convince people that Tiffany was a bad person, you know? And it was just so extreme. And it was scary, to be quite honest with you, because I was like, dude, this is not going to go good. People want permission to be transphobic to Mallory because they don't like what she says. That's so true, Shauna. I think that's what people do on here, though. It's like they go after the most obvious thing. Like when people, I was just talking about this. When people that are upset with me because they don't like what I have to say, the first thing they do is go for my family. Why? Because they know that that's a sensitive topic for me. You know, I shared a very personal story about what happened between me and my brother, you know, and some of my mom's family when my mom was passing away. So like, they know that that's such a sensitive topic to me and how emotional I was about it at the time, that that's the first thing that they think that they could use against me to hurt me. And if it's not that, then they go after my teeth, like as if I don't fucking own a mirror and hate my own teeth. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so like with Mallory, that's the most obvious thing that they could just attack because it's the easiest thing and it requires you know, I remember the Glare saying this in his live one day about like Betty and them, and it's so true. They just don't have the brain power to think of something witty or, you know what I'm saying, to go after people for. They don't know how to attack somebody else's character, especially, you know, when there's nothing to attack about it or their words, because they're not smart enough to do that. You know, ignorant people go after the obvious. I mean, do we all crack jokes on Laura and her fucking trout mouth and shit? Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, I don't even care about that shit. It's her personality that I feel is the problem. You know, it's the way she conducts herself is the problem. It's not, you know, her looks or whatever, you know, that's just whatever. We joke about it, but you know, that's what they go after because it's just the easy thing to go after for them. It, you know, it doesn't require any thought. It doesn't require any common sense or knowledge to go after that because everybody knows that to be true about her. So it's just immaturity too. Probably she never said, oh, I heard a clip of her saying that she never went after her gender and she never would. I think Mandolin played it last night. I never would. I would never do that, but she did. She did. She keeps doubling down. on the comedy, but bashing her gender identity isn't okay. I don't support that ever. Yeah, I just don't. I don't understand about it. Cuz they already like exhausted, the how disgusting her words are. So now it's time to move on to the next thing. And because they're not intelligent enough to go after anything else, that's what they go after, you know? And I can't believe there's still people sitting in her chat like thinking that that's okay. I don't get it. I don't get it. Pugs, wait, check stuff. Damn, sounds like someone is desperate for content. Tiffy and Bonnie wanted to call out Mallory for bad taste joke and ran with trans bashing for 12 to 15 hours for days. Really? See, I don't watch them. I didn't know that they were like, I didn't know that went on. I heard a clip of her on that AB guy's channel, and that's it. I didn't know it went on to like other channels. That's sad, to be quite honest with you. It just shows the ignorance. Like, dude, those are the people that make it embarrassing for the rest of us. Like when people say like racist shit and you just cringe because you're like, ugh, like that's so not us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not me. Like, that person does not speak for me. Or when they say offensive shit like that, like you just set us back like fucking 100 years when you talk like that, because that's not me. I don't share beliefs with that person. Please, they don't represent the rest of us. That's one ignorant person saying really ignorant shit. This blue jay is turning into a bully out here. He's really pissing me off. He's cool looking and shit, but he's a bully. Can't wrap my brain around it. It hurts to see the hate against trans people. We have to deal with it in real life, and now here online. It makes us feel like we're not wanted. Well, you're wanted here, Shauna, and you're always welcome here. And you know what? That's not, in a sense, Shauna, be thankful because that there's people like Tiffany that come out and say that shit, because now you know where you stand with her, right? Shit, that's a person that you don't want to fuck with. Like, whenever people do shit like that to me, I have to thank them for their honesty, because I'm like, you know what? Now I fucking know where I stand with you. And now I know that you are not a person I will ever fucking surround myself with. So I actually thank you for being so shitty towards me, because now I know exactly how you fucking feel. And I'll stay away from you. Now you know. Don't go near her. Don't go near her fucking boyfriend, AB. And whoever else has shit to say like that. You know exactly where you stand with those people and how they feel. Because I would rather know exactly how you feel in regards to that than go in your chat and have you fucking smile in my face. You know what I'm saying? Well, really, that's not how you feel. You really, behind my back, you think what I am is disgusting. You're disgusted by me. I would rather know that you're disgusted by me. No, you never did, Shauna. You don't fuck with anybody. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you shouldn't be responsible for Mallory's mouth. Mallory runs her mouth, and you know what? That's her problem. Her gender and you don't have anything to do with that. Shadow 681 is really breaking my heart. I keep hoping we'll mend things, but she keeps talking about Mallory's genitals. I'm really sorry to hear that, Shauna. That breaks my heart, to be quite honest with you. I understand, like, that. God, I was just saying this earlier today. Just, there's sometimes in this situations, like, there is no fucking side. Like, I don't like what Mallory said, but I also don't agree with Tiffany. I'm not standing up for Mallory because she does run her mouth sometimes, but that's not, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel I have to pick a side in this. There's no side. But the side I am gonna stand on is the side of like, okay, now you took it too far. Like, talk about the joke, talk about the behavior and the action that you don't like, but to go after somebody's gender and that because you don't like what they said, That's just totally unnecessary. So now I'll take that side. I'm on the side of not attacking, entire groups of people and making them responsible for one person's word. That's the side that I'm on. But I'm not on the side of, you know, anybody in that situation because they're both wrong, to be quite honest with you. I don't listen to screaming ever. Me neither. Shanna admitted what she did was wrong and she did apologize. I told her what an amazing heart you have, so I hope you can work things out. Well, see, there you go. That's good news, you know, and I hope that they can work it out. I said this to somebody the other day. I was like, there's this whole case, the Summer Wells case has brought out so many shitty people, like so many shitty people, scammers, all sorts of people that I feel like people are being fooled now because those shitty people are so shitty that they're making other shitty people look less shitty, if that makes sense. Like they're making people like Tiffany, that I heard somebody that I respect, okay, that I have respected, like saying like somebody told me that they said that, oh, Tiffany is not looking that bad. And I'm like, girl, do not get blinded by her. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your hate for Mallory or whoever cloud your judgment, dude, because just don't. Just don't. Don't get fooled into thinking that Tiffany's fighting for this little girl because she's not. She's fighting for herself. Okay? None of this shit would exist without her. She's fighting for herself and nobody else. And, don't forget all the shitty things she's done and said too about innocent children. You know? CK, she's like a self-sabotager. You know what I'm saying? She can never just leave well enough alone. Like, she had a good thing going, dude. She got a good amount of subscribers. You know what I'm saying? She had a good thing going over there for a little bit, but she's, I knew in the back of my head, eventually it was going to go to shit because she just can't. I remember being friends with her. Like when things would get quiet, she would get anxiety. Calmness and quietness gives her anxiety. She feels more comfortable in chaos. So I knew that it was only a matter of time until she ended up in chaos again. She always ruins it. Or even if she's not sorry and understanding would be good. I could understand how you feel, Shauna, in that regard. You want to, you know, you want her to understand how it makes you feel as a transgender person to hear things like that. Even if it's not directed at you, it still hurts you. It's like if somebody was, making fun of somebody for being Italian, it would still hurt me. I'm Italian, so even if it's not directed at me. So I totally understand. She's another one addicted to drama. Who is that, Mello? Tiffany hasn't proved her 100 dono seems to be MIA. I don't think she's going to prove it. Either her check bounced or it never got sent over. I mean, and either way, she should be honest about it instead of telling people that she doesn't have to show them, especially if the money came from other people. Like, as far as I know, she monetized her channel, I believe, in around November of last year. So, I don't know if, she raised that money or if that came out of her. I highly doubt it just came out of her own pocket. Somebody gave it to her to donate, whatever the situation is. If those funds came from other people, then yeah, she definitely owes an explanation to those people. No, I didn't, Gretchen. I'll check it out. I'm gonna have to end this in a minute anyway because I have an appointment that I gotta be at. Some people's hearts and minds are iced over though. Never going to get through. No, you're not going to get through. That's what I'm trying to get folks to understand. That it's hurtful, even though it's not directed at you. It's just hurtful to know that you think about another person like that. Because you know, you're in the same position as them. And you shouldn't even have to explain that to people, honestly. They should just understand that. It's just like with saying something racist to somebody, you know, that doesn't hurt. You know, everybody's always like, oh, John's a race baiter. They would say about John. John's name keeps coming back. Dude, John hasn't even fucking been around here for ages. um, but anyway, you know, they would say that. It's like, no, he's not. He speaks on these issues because they're offensive to him as a black man. It's not because, even if you're not saying it to him directly, it's offensive to him because he's a black man. Like, and that's why he always spoke up on those issues. When somebody would say something like that, the same way Shauna is speaking up because it's offensive to her people, you know? She's saying she shouldn't have to show anyone that's rich. I don't know, Crazy Gemini, to be fair, but that's the impression that I got from people in that girl Ziggy's chat. So she seems to think that there's no need for her to be transparent with anybody about it and that she's not showing it. And then I believe she put her video on members only. So even if you wanted to know what she said, you can't unless you pay it for it. So now that video is behind a paywall, basically. I think it's back around because, oh, Granny watched and played his clips. Whose clips? Granny's watching. Anyway, all right, I'm going to have to end this because I seriously have to be on my way, but I'm sure I'll be back to talk to everybody in a few days or whenever. But take care of yourselves, and I hope this situation gets resolved, you know, between you guys. And we'll see what happens here in Crazy Land. All right, go out and get some sun and enjoy the beautiful day, guys, because I'm gonna have to end this. All right, I'm out.